Am I? Okay, cool. Am I unmuted? Was about to say. All right, so since I'm off tomorrow, I've decided to start playing again. I'm on episode 2. It just started. I don't know if it means my character has decided who they're going to go with, or if this is like the second row of decisions before it splinters into an actual story. But we will find out as it goes. I broke it, apparently. We're gonna fix it. Hang on. Where's my properties? For some reason, when it loads up, it doesn't automatically load it into the game screen. I forgot to edit it before we started. All right. Does that look right? I just realized it's cut off just a little bit. Whatever, it's fine. So we're gonna load back in and see how it goes. So far, everyone's been really cute. It's an interesting story so far. I like the acting aspect, so it's been enjoyable. We'll see if it keeps going. Loaded, hit A, I'm assuming. I forgot where we stopped it. It was like, ha 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 ha. Doesn't sound very sincere. Let's see if this is sarcasm. All right. Oh, over there, the campground A-1. A smile broke out on my face as our destination finally came into view. There was lush greenery as far as the eye could see. If I listened carefully, I could hear a babbling brook and the whistling of a gentle breeze. Faced with this idyllic nature scene, I can't do it. I felt as the tension in my body melted away. I'll be staying here for the next 2 weeks. Sadly, I wasn't here for the classic fun in the Sun Summer Camp experience. Apparently, this campground was used by sports teams, dancers, and actors for extended training sessions. It certainly looked like a base camp for the baseball team. I just got real confused, but that's what's showing on my TV screen too. So it looked like it was cutting it off. You can't see because that's where my avatar is, but it looks like it was cutting off the bottom of the screen just now. All right, base camp. A campsite that is used as a base of operations for hiking. It's often in the crucial location along the hiking trail. In this instance, it refers to the place for practicing and training. All right. She's still talking, but I need a sip. I should have took my sip before I started, but I was forgetful. As spring gave way to summer, this place would be the site of auditions for our lead role. After the initial auditions and interviews, we had narrowed it down to a talented pool of 10 actors. After multiple 10 actors, after multiple auditions, 10 candidates were chosen from the final audition. 5 of them have experience in acting, and 5 are rookies with no professional experience. Riku is a veteran, while Yukito has made a guest appearance on TV, so they are both counted among those with experience. Alright. Over the next 2 weeks, this audition camp would serve as their final test. I don't know if we're going to go through the entire movie making process in this. The director is away on other business, so he won't be around much. Instead, the auditions and accompanying lessons would be recorded and sent to the director for review. I feel like his business is really confusing since he's supposed to be like the guy and this is his project, but I guess he's not a dating app person, so. Even movie directors get time off, huh? He's been off. Just then, my phone vibrated in my pocket. I pulled it out and swiped at the screen. My mentor had sent me a ring message. Have you arrived? We've moved all the equipment, so come to the lodge meeting room. I'll be waiting for you with some cold drinks. Now that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Psyched for a nice cold beverage, I clutched my phone tightly and started walking. Didn't bother saying anything. Hey, Makino, I just got a message. Professor Asagi and Mr. Hanai are already... Makino? Do you Did you need something? Mm, no, are you okay?
これくらい
This is nothing.
ありま
The sun
日
is
差
just
しがきついだけで
a little bright. That sure doesn't look like nothing. You should probably hydrate once we're there. Professor Asagi and Mr. Hanai are already there, so. Hey guys! Huh? I know that mysterious voice. I looked up and spotted a familiar form wildly dashing towards us. Oh gosh. Makino! Lee! Kazuma?
あれはヘアメイクの上久保くん
Is that Kami Kudo from Hair and Makeup?
あの人はこの猛暑の中
How's he running in this heat? He's just like that.
はあやっと追いついた
I finally caught up. Not sure what the rush is, but hey.
前の電車って聞いたから追いつくかギリギリだったぜ
Apparently, I got on the wrong train, so I barely made it in time. What? What? You ran here all the way from the station?
出会った時から必要以上に元気な人だとは思っていましたが
I knew you had more energy than any normal human from the day we met.
この暑いのに息切れもなしとか化け物ですかあなたは
But you can run in this heat without being out of breath. You've upgraded to monster. What are you doing here, Kazuma? I thought the stylists weren't coming to the training camp.
えそれな
Oh. Yeah. With a hollow laugh, Kazuma looked up at the sky.
先輩に売られたんだこれ
Miss Kayama sold me off? She did what?
どういうことですか
What does that mean?
加山先輩花井さんと飲み仲間らしいんだけどさこの間の飲み比べで見事に負けて
Turns out Miss Kayama and Hanai are drinking buddies. The one night they went out, she lost a drinking contest.
で俺がパシリに貸し出された
So she offered me as a reward. Do they just see you as a prize or
そ
what?
れは随分と横暴な
That's rather high-handed of her.
敗者は勝者の後輩は先輩の奴隷これが大人の社会ってやつさ
The loser has to do the winner's bidding, just like how veterans get to boss newbies around. That's adult life for you. Is that really the issue here?
会社には雑用係としてちゃんと報酬が入る手続きは済んだらしいし所詮俺はまだまだ戦力外の男
Their work's already done. My company hired me out as a lowly grunt worker. At the end of the day, I'm just another set of
会社
hands.
にとって何もデメリットがないってな
The company doesn't see this as a loss. Oh.
でもこれはこれで面白そうだしお前らの手伝いもできるからな
But this gig's shaping up pretty interestingly. I gotta help you guys
という
out.
ことで二人ともよろしく2週間なんてあっという間だろうけどさ
Hope you're looking forward to it as much as I am. These 2 weeks are gonna fly by. Just you
本当に
watch.
そうだといいんですけど
I hope you're right.
大丈夫だってみんなで力を合わせりゃ乗り切れる
Trust me, we could do anything if we work together. Yeah, he's right. Let's do our best, Makino.
上田さんはともかく僕は上久保くんが心配です
I think he might be fine, but I'm worried about you, Kamikudo.
なんすかそれひどいぞマッキ
You're breaking my heart, Mac
ー
Attack.
何ですかその呼び方やめてください
Do me a favor and never call me that again. Jeez, Kazuma. Makino's older than you, you know? If he doesn't want a nickname, don't give him one.
いえ別にそんな気にしないでもらって大丈夫なので
It's not that I particularly mind having a nickname. It's fine, I think.
マッキーが大丈夫って言ってるぞ
See, Mac Attack said it's fine.
その呼び方はちょっと
No, that one specifically is too much. Even though they only met a few times at work, Kazuma's already gotten him to open up a little. I should learn from him. Listening to their banter brought a smile to my face, and my thoughts turned to what would come next. I'm sure I'll have way more opportunities to interact with the candidates here. Getting closer to some of the guys in particular may give me more clues about my father. I'll be okay. Just need to keep moving like I always have. I gave myself a little pep talk to ease my trembling. I didn't read it. Trembling heart. I missed the word. Less than an hour later, we reached the campground. We now sat around a table in the meeting room Professor Asagi mentioned in his text.
よし、3人とも十分涼んだみてえだし、
All right,
そろそろ合宿の説明始めるぞ。
now that you three have had some time to cool off, let me explain how this is going to work.
お願いします。
Oh, they're wearing cute shirts. Look at that, looking normal almost. Thank you.
お前らも知っての通り、合宿の目的は映画の主役を最終決定することだ。
As you know, this training camp will serve as the final round of auditions for our film's lead
監
role.
督はなかなか顔出せねえらしいが、情報は毎日共有してって、何日かは顔を出して、最終日には必ず来ることになってる。
The director won't be around much, but we'll keep him updated daily. He might show up from time to time, and he'll be here on the last
そ
day.
してそこで一旦長かったオーディションは終了。
That's when all these auditions finally come to a
候補に
close.
は出演経験がないやつもいるし、最終日まで俺が役者の真髄をきっちり叩き込んでやる予定だからな。
There's still candidates without acting experience in the pool, so I plan on beating the fundamentals into them until the end.
くれぐれもお手柔らかに。花井さんはかなりスパルタなので。
Do try to be gentle, Hanai. You're notorious for dishing out more stick than carrot.
仕事になると割と鬼ですよね。
He's right, you work us to the bone.
今なんて言った？
Did I just hear something?
何も言ってません。
Certainly not, sir. Excuse me, there's one thing I'm curious about. When you say the auditions will end on the last day, does that mean we're finalizing the cast here and not in a formal meeting?
もちろん、一度は持ち帰りますよ。スポンサーや関係各所との兼ね合いや、他のスタッフの意見も聞くので。
We'll have a meeting when we get back. We have to consider our sponsors and partners' interest and feedback from the crew.
最終決定権は監督だからな。まあ、大体最終日には監督の中では決まってるだろうな。
Director makes the final say, though. He'll probably have his mind made up by the last
それを
day.
口に出すか出さないかは、その時の監督次第だが。
Who knows if he'll make a last-minute judgment call. I see.
よし、じゃあ説明を続けるが。
Moving on.
泊まりの合宿っつっても、全員が全員スケジュールは空くわけじゃねえしな。
We're calling this a camp, but it's not like everyone's cleared their schedule for
他の仕
this.
事抱えてる奴らは、その都度抜けることになる。
There'll be times when they're called away for other
事前
work.
に申告してもらったところだと、この二人は特に外出が多いですね。
These two in particular let us know in advance what they'll be that they'll be out often. It's gonna be those guys. Professor Asaki slipped 2 sheets of paper from a stack and showed them to us. The first was Riku, the other was Yukito. Riku was shooting 2 other projects. On some days he was completely unavailable, but he was scheduled to return to camp once filming wrapped up. Sina would be out here and there to record a variety show, model for photo shoots, and do magazine interviews. I found myself staring at the photos of these 2 men, both connected to the search of my father. We exchanged greetings and small talk when we bump into each other at the auditions, but I still don't know much about them.
出た。今回のお前らの役割だが、助手として全力で働いてもらう。
Why is he so stylish suddenly? I guess he was stylish before too. But it was like a sweater. So this time around, we're going to put your noses to the grindstone as our assistants. It'll just be grunt work,
俺は
though.
もともとパシリ要員で回されてますし、やるからには全力で頑張ります。
They already treat me like a gopher anyways. Whatever you throw at me, I'll give it 110%. I'll do anything I can to
僕
help.
も仕事ですし、頑張ります。
It's my job, so of course I'll be taking this seriously.
それでこそ、牧野組が誇る足3連星だ。
That's the spirit. You're the 3 Tasketeers of Team Makino.
へ変な呼び方しないでください。
Please don't give us such a bizarre title. When did he come up with that weird name?
ってわけで、お前らには雑用と同時に重要なミッションを与えようと思う。
While we're working on your assigned task, we'll probably have some important missions for you too. Missions?
ああ、そりゃな。候補者たちの心情調査。
You'll see. Yeah, you see, we'd like you to investigate the candidates.
心情調査？
Investigate?
花井さんは説明が大雑把すぎるので、ここからは私が説明します。
Hanai left but too much out, so I'll explain. According to Professor Asagi, the purpose of this training camp was to evaluate not just acting ability but also temperament.
今回の脚本は心理描写も多く、さらに当て書きの部分も多いのです。
Sometimes we'll be writing for the cast in our script, and we'll venture deep into the thoughts and feelings of the characters. Writing for the cast, a method of screenwriting where the parts are cast first. Then the screenwriter writes the script with the actor in mind. Like writing with specific actors in mind. I'm so smart!
監督の意向でね。そのために演じる俳優本人の人となりや心の動きを可能な限り把握したいそうで。
Yes, the director requested. Therefore, we need to have a solid grasp on the actors' psyches and personalities.
もちろん監督だけではなく、脚本を書く私自身もだけれどね。
Of course, this was part of my original plan and not just the director's whim.
ってわけで、お前らは雑用しつつ、各候補者たちの素を探ってほしい。
To sum it up, we need to get to know who these people are really while you work. Ooh, let me say that one more time. To sum it up, we need to get to know who these people really are while you work.
なんかそれ、スパイっぽいっすね。
Wow, we're like
素人の
spies.
僕たちには難しそうな。
We're not detectives, so that's a big ass.
大丈夫。探ると言っても大げさに捉える必要はないよ。
You'll be fine. Despite how it sounds, we don't need you to dig too
他の
deeply.
候補者への接し方を観察したり、軽く会話をする程度で十分だからね。
If you just chat with them and observe their interactions with the other candidates, that'll be plenty.
そうそう。お前らの方が警戒もされねえだろうしな。
Yep, that'll put up less of a wall around you too.
まあ、確かに。喋るだけでいいんなら簡単なミッションかもっす。
Makes sense. If all you need me to do is talk, that's easy enough.
では、この件のメインは上久保くんにお任せします。
We'll leave most of that to you then. Kami Kubo. Thank you and good luck.
丸投げとりあえず、一緒に頑張ろうな。
But you're passing it all off on me? Come on. Lee, you'll help me out, won't you? Yeah, sure. I forced a smile and my gaze flickered back to the 2 loose papers on the table. Find out who they really are, huh? I wanted to know the truth about my father, but no measure of desire was enough to quell my anxieties. This headspace of nervous anticipation served as the springboard for my 2 weeks at camp. Ooh, what a lovely workout room. Or dance room. How'd you know it was me? I thought I erased all the evidence.
完璧なんてこの世には存在しない。目に見えなくなっているだけでね。
Oh, nobody's perfect. You just failed to notice your own slip up. It wasn't supposed to end this way. Whoa. After attending some meetings and helping put away luggage, I spent my downtime watching the actors' rehearsal. As soon as the candidates arrived, they stored their belongings in their rooms and got to practicing. I hadn't watched rehearsals since drama club back in high school. When one of the actors hit the ground, the sheer force of it startled me. That had to hurt, right?
それは痛いでしょうが、アピールとしては有効でしょう。
It would hurt, yes, but it's an effective attention
まず
getter.
自分を見てもらわなければ何も始まらないわけですし。
No one will be moved unless their eyes are on you. I guess you're right. He had a point. At some time or another, everyone wondered how to get someone else's attention. I can especially feel the desperation from the no-name rookies. By contrast, the well-known actors who were just as impressive as one would expect, they naturally attracted attention even without any melodramatic displays. Maybe they knew how to draw the audience's eyes. Even among the pros, he's on a different level.
ああ、やっと証拠を見つけてくれたんだね。ありがとう。
I think that's like the
感謝するよ。
cutest outfit. Oh my god. So you finally found the evidence. Thank you. I'm sincerely grateful.
感謝だと。
You're grateful?
そう。僕はね、ずっと待ってたんだ。僕を止めて、捕らえられる人。
Yeah, that's right. You see, I've always been waiting, yearning for someone to catch me.
最後の戦いだ。名探偵。早く僕を止めてくれ。
Let our final showdown begin, detective. Ready or not, you better stop me. And cut.
ありがとうございます。お疲れ様でした。
Thank you, everyone. Excellent work. Riku bowed to Mr. Hanai and smiled at his acting partner. He really is amazing. Everyone else played a maniacal villain, but he breathed new life into the character. Besides Nishijima, there were other candidates who put on their own spin on the part and did their best to impress us. Right. It doesn't matter whether they're famous. Everyone has to put their all into.
暑いし喉乾いたな。
Well, so hot and thirsty. Everyone has
ねえ
to.
上田ちゃん、熱中症にならないうちにさ、無理しないで休憩行かない？
Hey Lee, want to take a break before we both get heat stroke?
こ
Everyone.
このカフェメニュー豊富でさ、キャンプ場併設の割に美味しいんだよ。
The food at the cafe is totally awesome. Way better than I expected for a campsite. You're still in the middle of your lesson, Sina. They'll get mad at you if you leave early. Okay, not quite everyone. One candidate wasn't taking the camp seriously whatsoever. Let's look at his outfit. Ooh, it's got something on it. He looks cool. Yukito Sina. Sina returned my glare with a sweet grin and a shake of his
心
head.
配してくれてありがとう。けど、今の俺にはお叱りよりも君と過ごす時間の方が大事でさ。
Thank you for worrying, babe, but the time I spend with you means way more to me than any old lecture from the head honchos. If any of his fans heard him say that, I'd definitely get stabbed. This man was exasperating.
はい、では一旦休憩入ります。
Alright, break time.
あ、タイミングバッチリじゃん。休憩時間なら一緒。ほら、早く早く。
Perfect timing. I can steal you away for a bit if we're on break, right? Come on, let's go. Wait,
あー、ちょっとセラさん、またこいつにちょっかい出してやめてくださいって言ったでしょ。
Oh, wait, I can see his full outfit now. It's pretty cute. It's pretty cute. That's a nice look. Hold it, Cena. How many times have I told you to get your filthy paws off of her?
上久保ちゃんってばほんとこの子を守る番犬みたいだよね。
Oh, sweet Kamikubo. You're just like a guard dog.
でもちょっとお茶するだけだし、そんなに吠えかからなくて大丈夫だよ。ってことで、じゃあね。
I'm just going to get some tea, my guy. No need to start howling. Bye.
いやいやいや、行かせませんよ。
No, you can't just drag her off like that. Uh-oh, they're so loud. Everyone's looking our way. Kazuma, Sina, could you please keep it down?
ほら、こいつだって困ってるじゃないですか。
You're bothering her. Can't you see that? You've got to be kidding me. I sighed. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw Nishijima and Makino preparing to leave. Meanwhile, my friend and the model were still bickering with each other. In this situation, I should... Alright, we're gonna save. Because I think this is one of those moments. Okay. All right, we're gonna follow Harumi. At this rate, I'll probably have to watch them squabble all the way through our break. Nope, I'm out of here. Hey, Makino! Makino stopped and turned around. From the look on his face, I could tell he wanted to leave as badly as I did.
僕に何か
Did you need something? No. I wanted to chat with you about prep for the next session
相談
with me. Yeah, so if you could just step outside.
はあの
Ugh. I practically shoved Makino out of the room.
上田ちゃん行っちゃった。ご主人様大好きな中堅が邪魔するから。
Man, there goes our cute little Lee. Your master must think her loyal guard dog is a total drag.
だってセナさんが。
Speak for yourself, and she's not my master. Can't hear them. Can't hear them. I swear it's just me and Makino here, no one else. Ha! As soon as I left the room, I heaved a sigh of exhaustion. It feels like Kazuma and Sina are always butting heads, but maybe the fact that they go at it so much means they're actually getting along. I've heard of that's a thing. Actually, ever since the day they met, they've been pretty open around each other. They both communicate pretty easily. It's in their nature. I still don't know what to talk about when I'm alone with Sina. But I get along pretty well with Makino now. At least I think so.
それで相談というのは
So, what did you want to ask me? Sorry, that was just an excuse to get out of there. I couldn't mute his eyes and he let out a sigh.
でしょうねあなたの気持ちも理解できなくはありません
I figured. I can't say I don't understand how you feel. Sorry. I bowed deeply in apology. I'll deal with it myself next time, if you'll excuse me.
ちょっと待ってください
Hold on a moment. Yes? I jumped at a sudden shout.
あの偶然とはいえ呼ばれたのはある意味ちょうどいいというか
Even if it was just a coincidence, I suppose this is as good a time as any. Hmm?
実はあなたについてきてほしいところがあるんです
There's actually a place I'd like to take you. I need to look at this shirt again. I hit the wrong button. I hit the wrong button. What did I open? What is this? 10%? I don't know what that means. I don't know what button I pressed either. It wasn't what I meant to touch. There's actually a place I wanted to take you. This is what I meant to take. The side of his shirt is like split. Interesting. Me?
はい
Me?
助言が欲しかったんですが頼めそうなのはあなたくらいで
I need some advice, but you're pretty much the only one I can ask. Sure, I don't mind. I wonder what this is about. What could he want to ask me? Makino led the way, and soon we arrived at our destination. Convenience store. A gift shop? This is really where you wanted to take
大
me?
丈夫です合ってます
Yes, this is the place. Okay then, what are we doing at a gift shop? The training camp only just started. Shouldn't you wait until the end to buy souvenirs? Makino brought a hand to his chin and frowned in
僕たちが
concentration.
泊まるロッジの鍵はレッスン中は防犯のため花井さんが一括で管理しているじゃないですか
So you know how Hana-e keeps our keys to our lodge during lessons to prevent burglaries? Yes. He was complaining this morning that there are too many keys to keep track
そ
of.
れで各部屋の区別をするためキーホルダーをつけることになりまして購
He
入
needs-
するよう頼まれたんです
He needs some keychains so he can sort them by room, so he asked me to buy some. Couldn't you just buy any old keychain as long as you get the numbers right?
そういうわけにはいきませんデザインが被ると意味がないですし
If the designs overlap, defeats the purpose of separating them.
それにほら上田さんをはじめ女性スタッフもいるじゃないですか
And there are women on the crew, like you, Miss Lee. There certainly are.
そういう方たちにはやっぱり可愛いものの方がいいのかなって変なものを選んでしまって
Oh, I
がっ
love
かり
them.
されたくないですし
I thought it might be better to buy cute ones for the women's rooms, but I don't want them to be weirded out by my choices. Oh, so that's what's bothering him. Makino squinted hard at a row of keychains. I smiled and picked up a shopping basket. I get it now. Let's pick them all together.
はいありがとうございます
Thank
いい
you.
感じにお願いし します。
We should try to get nice ones. Huh, I never knew keychains came in so many different designs. How interesting. Oh, there's two things in the glossary. There's everybody's favorite white cat. I'm going to assume that is the money cat. I see merch of it everywhere, and the weird dragon always shows up in touristy spots too. Weird dragon. Oh, white cat. So Hello Kitty, a recognizable mascot character with fans worldwide. The countless licensed product features this adorable cat are sometimes quite unique and unusual. But I need the one for the other one. It didn't. We're gonna find what white dragon is. Weird dragon, sorry. A keychain with a dragon wrapped around a sword. The design is sometimes used for pens to make them look like swords. Huh, okay. I think we should buy the ones from this series. That's popular all over Japan. Also, these animals are... Wait, where's Makino? I looked around, but he was nowhere in sight. I walked around the store to find him. Eventually, I spotted him in front of the product display.
すごい。
This is awesome. The spine above him read, all your favorite characters here. Is he still stuck between designs? Thinking he was having a hard time, I took a step closer. I can't find these anywhere in the city, but they've got a whole pile. And with no cap on how many you can buy, too.
じゃあ全部買っても。いやいや、買い占めなんて悪質行為許されるはず。
Should I buy them all? No, that'd make me no better than a scalper.
でももう時間がない。上田さんにバレないように。
Oh my goodness. There's no time before Lee finds out. I'd better. I can't hear him too well. Is he muttering to himself? I've never seen Makino with such a glint in his eye. I got a little closer and saw what he was holding. Is that a dog or a cat? Maybe? Seriously, what is it? It looks like a cutesy character of some kind.
ここは用事を済ませた後、ダッシュで戻れば。
Once we finish our business, I can run back here.
いや、でも、それでもしもなくなってたら一生後悔する。
If they sell it before we get back, I'll regret it forever. Makino seems to be in anguish as he clutches the animal keychain. It's hard to say. Like, are you gonna buy that? Are you gonna buy that? Let's see. Do you like it? Do you like that one?
なんですか突然。
Why'd you sneak up on me? Sorry, I didn't think you'd jump like that. Anyways, is that a character you like? It's so adorable.
そうなんです。僕も可愛いと思ったのでつい。
It is. I thought it looked cute too. Then why don't we buy it? There's so many. We can just get all of.
いえ、やめましょう。買い占めや転売は恥ずべき行為ですから。
It's shameful to buy them all and resell them. Makino psyched himself up and begrudgingly put the keychain back where it belongs. Instead, he picked up a shopping basket at his feet.
あ、これ僕が選んだ分です。では早くレジへ行きましょう。さあ、早く。
These are the ones I picked out. Let's hurry up and get to the register. Come on. We should still buy it. I didn't even say anything. And what's this about reselling them? In any case, he was suddenly very restless. I couldn't help but be curious about the way Makino was acting and how he kept glancing longfully back at the display. If it's that important to him, maybe I should have just bought it for him. No questions asked. Oh no. After we finished shopping, Makino offered me a polite bow.
お付き合いいただきありがとうございました。
I feel like I made the
これ
wrong
で皆さん
choice.
にキーホルダーを配れます。
Thank you for keeping me company. Now I feel comfortable giving these to everyone. Actually, I don't know. Okay, that's that. Let's skip. Is this? No, don't do that. That's not the way I meant. Plus them? We're gonna play with all the buttons right now. What about that? No. That's fair. We're pressing all the buttons. No, thank you. Okay, well. Not sure about this. Is this it? Okay, I figured it out. I forgot the button I pressed. Does down do anything? No. Okay, so up on the stick tells me statuses. Is this how much they like me? Oh dear. Of course. All right, thanks for keeping me company. I feel comfortable giving these to everyone. Of course. Feel free to ask if you need anything else. We as assistants should help each other
あり
out.
がとうございます。それじゃあ、監督助手の方の仕事が残っているので、僕はこれで。
I appreciate that. Well, I still have some tasks to attend to as the director's assistant, so I'll take my leave here. As I watched Makino depart, I was reminded of the warm smile he wore earlier. This is the first time I've ever seen him openly beaming. I hope to get to see him smile that way again. With that thought in mind, I too went back to work. Buy him the keychain. Where's the option? Just buy him the keychain. Make his day. Interesting. A few days later. It's only supposed to be 2 weeks here at this camp, so.
よーし、そんじゃ今日のレッスンはここまで。片付け終わったやつから上がってよし。
That's a wrap on today's lesson. We can all leave once you clean up. Mr. Hanai's lesson had ended much earlier than usual, so the candidates were thrilled. Everyone looked so happy.
久々の休息が嬉しいんでしょう。
It's their first time off in a
誰が
while.
どう見ても花井さんのレッスンは厳しすぎますから。
I think they'd all agree that Hanai's far too strict.
そっかあれも愛の無知ってやつじゃねえの
Oh yeah? When you call that tough
あの
love?
人の場合は飴とムチじゃなくて、ムチところにより一時飴ですから。
He doesn't understand the balance between carrot and stick. For him, it's sticks all day and maybe a carrot.
あ、それはわかる。飴の確率 10% くらいだもんな。
I understand what you mean. Like there's a 10% chance of getting a carrot. This isn't a weather forecast. Having overheard our conversation, Professor Asaki looked up from pursuing some documents with a smile.
気持ちはわかるけどそこまで。
I understand how you
あれも花井さ
feel.
んなりの愛情なので。
But let's stop there. That's Hanai's way of showing how much he cares.
あ、それはちゃんと伝わってます。厳しいけど指導は的確で、素人目から見てもみんなが成長してんのわかります。
Oh, I know that. He's strict, but his guidance is spot on. Even I can tell that everybody's improving thanks to him.
それは受け取る候補者たちも懸命に努力しているからですよ。君たちも含めてね。
It's only because everyone he teaches is fully committed. That includes the three of you as
なの
well.
で今日は君たちも早めに上がって休むように。ここのところ頑張りすぎなので。
So you should all take advantage of this pleasant surprise and go relax. I know how hard you've been
ありがと
working.
うございます。
Three Tasketeers. Thank you. Ooh, is this my lodging? After enjoying the extra free time and having dinner, I returned to my room that evening. I was grappling with the assignment Professor Asaki had given to me before. Romantic scenes are my weakness. I've been told that at least 3 times by now. No matter how many times I rewrite it, this just doesn't feel right. I decide to head over to the lodge lobby for a change of pace. Oh, it's Professor Asagi and Mr. Hanai. What are they doing by the TV?
お、上田ちゃん、ナイスなタイミングだ。これから
Hey,
時間あったりするか？
nice timing. Got a moment? Sure.
なら、これから一緒に勉強がてら、ドラマの鑑賞会でもしねえか？
We're about to have a film appreciation meeting so we can study something. Care to join us? You're going to watch a movie
Oh.
together?
古いが、俺の原点になった作品だ。見れば絶対勉強になるぜ。
It's old, but it was a work that kickstarted my career. Sure to learn a thing or two by watching it. Wow, your debut? Do you know about this, Professor?
いえ、実は私も今日が初めてで。
I
前か
haven't
ら
seen
見
it
ろとは
before,
言われてたんですが、
although he's been pestering me to watch it for some
なの
time.
にこいつなかなか見やしねえ。だから特別に持ってきてやったって
And
わ
yet
け
you
だ。
never take me up on it. That's why I brought a copy with me.
しかし、今から全部見るにはさすがに時間が。
I think it'll take us quite some time to get through
今
it
日は
though.
お前もここに泊まりだろ。少しぐらい夜更かししたって大丈夫だって。
You're spending the night here, right? A little sleepover won't kill
夜
you.
更かしって子供じゃないんですから。
Sleepover? I'm not a child anymore.
なんか修学旅行みたいだな。
Think of it as a school trip. With a hearty laugh, Mr. Hanai gingerly took out a DVD and brushed his fingers over the cover.
しかし、このドラマからもう20年か。
It's already been 20 years since then. This really takes me back.
これの撮影現場で牧野監督と出会わなかったら。
I wouldn't be the man I am today if I hadn't met director Makino on that set. Wait, what? An old film that Mr. Makino worked on? Oh my god, could it
というわ
be?
けで早速上映始めんぞ。
Enough chit chat, let's do this. The title printed on the box was indeed Pretend to Love. It was the very same film I'd watched over and over again. I knew it. Mr. Hanai excitedly inserted the disc into the DVD player.
さーて、ねえ見開いてよーく見ろよ。
Behold, it's a little dusty, but you're looking at a hidden gem that's aged like fine
脚
wine.
本の出来はどうなんですか？職業柄一番そこが気になるので。
How's the script? That's the only thing I'm interested in.
安心しろ、栄一郎。お前ならめちゃくちゃ親近感を覚えるはずだからよ。
Relax, Ichiro. This will feel plenty familiar to you. And why is that?
実はこの作品の脚本家はな、栄一郎の親父さんの弟子なんだよ。
Ooh, the screenwriter of this film was a student of Ichiro's father. What?
な、栄一郎。
Ain't that right, Ichiro?
ああ、そういえば、パッケージの脚本の名前にうっすら見覚えがありますね。
The title on the box did
江
seem
原
familiar.
加奈子。そんな弟子がいると聞いたような、聞いてないような。
Hanako Ihara. I feel like I might have heard that name
なんだ
before.
よ。その様子じゃ、お前も知らなかったのか？
Huh. Sounds like you didn't even know her. No way, hang on. Rattled by this sudden revelation, I covered my mouth with my hands without thinking. The screenwriter studied under Professor Asagi's father. That means Professor Asagi's father was my mother's mentor. Even if his father hadn't been involved in the film, he might have had a deep connection to my mother.
どうした上田ちゃん。口元なんか押さえて。
What's wrong, little
気分悪
miss?
いか？
Are you feeling sick? No. You said Professor Asagi's father was the screenwriter's mentor?
ああ、お嬢ちゃんは脚本家志望なんだから、もちろん知ってるよな。
You must have heard of him since you want to be a screenwriter.
浅木誠二さんだ。
His name's Seiji Asagi. Is this guy gonna be my dad? Is Hayaki Hanai gonna be my father? Because that makes sense since he's unrelated to all these people. And I don't know if you'd have a love triangle where the potential love interest would actually end up being her half sibling. And he's the only one that's not related. Just a thought.
久しぶりにその名前を聞いた気がしますね。最近はもう父を知らない世代が増えてきていますから。
It feels like eons since I've heard his name. The younger generation probably isn't familiar with his work. My mentor wore a distant expression. Seiji Asagi was a famous screenwriter. Ichiro's father, he was a talented screenwriter who wrote many films and TV shows. He also frequently worked with director Uzo Makini. No, he died from an illness 13 years ago at the age of 43. People used to say that any film or TV show he touched was a guaranteed hit. He'd passed away when I was a child, so I had only seen his work long after it was released. But he was a household name for any aspiring screenwriter. I could overlook the fact that he was the father of my role model. As for his writing style, it resonated with an almost explosive power. He wove in a delicious thread of tension that kept you alert, ready for a twist, no matter how finely crafted the story was. He had built his image around this reputation and his frequent collaborations with Uzo Makino. I never knew Mom studied under such a great writer. I had no idea.
何を
About what? Nothing.
そういや、最初偽扱いされたくないっつって、親父さんのことは伏せて、ペンネームで賞を取ったことあったよな。
That reminds me, didn't you write under a pen name at first so you wouldn't be under your dad's
そ
shadow?
うでしたね。そんなこともありました。
I did,
若
for
さ
a
ゆえ
time.
の意地ってやつですかね。
Chalk it up to a young man's pride.
ま、男なら、誰しも自分の力で一旗あげてって気持ちはわかる。
Anyone would want to make
今
an
のお前の活躍を見たら、
anyone would want to make a name for themselves without relying on someone else's clout. I'm sure your old man would be proud.
どうでしょう。父は脚本にはとにかく厳しい人だったので、
I wonder about that. My father was rather a harsh critic when it came to screenwriting.
きっと今も空の上から指摘の雨を降らせてると思いますよ。
I'm sure he's raining criticism down on me from on high.
そりゃそうかもしれねえな。
You might be right about that. Apparently, Mr. Hanai had been on good terms with Mr. Makino and Seiji Asagi, who sometimes took him out for drinks. Awash with nostalgia, Mr. Hanai told us all sorts of old stories. But could Professor Asagi's father also be? Such thoughts swirled around and around in my head, and Mr. Hanai's spirited tales went in one ear and out the other. The haunted vending machine. In the end, I made an excuse about being tired and turned it down his offer to watch the film. Instead, I went outside for some fresh air. I'm in no state to be around other people because Professor Asagi's father was my mother's mentor. I can't believe it. If they were like master and apprentice, they might have been pretty close, but he wasn't involved in that film, right? But no, even so, she could have been way closer to him than to the director or an actor. And if what I'm thinking is true, then that means Professor Asagi would be my brother. I can't think straight. I was starting to get a headache from the bomb that had been dropped on me. Dazed and confused, I went back to my room. The next day. The contents of last night's conversation continued to nag at my thoughts. Professor Asagi's father is my no. Nothing's set in stone yet. But if it is true, how can I face
おい
him? Hey! Ah! What is it, Kazuma? Why are you
ど
yelling?
うしたじゃねえって何度呼んでも気づかねえし
What's wrong? I've been calling your name over and over again. Did something happen? Seeing the concern written all over his face, I shook my head. It's nothing. I'm fine. Did you need
い
something?
やお前が用意するっつってた脚立とガンマイク見当たんねえなと思ってさ
I just wanted to let you know that I don't see the step ladder or the shotgun mic they asked for. Oh, sorry. I'll run to the
上田
warehouse.
さん、少しいいかな。
Miss Lee, a moment, please. Professor Asagi, what should I do? I'm trying not to let it get to me, but I can't stop thinking about it. I can't even look at him in the eye. Can I help?
ええ。後で台本の10ページ目を候補者全員分コピーして、
I need you to make enough pages of page 10 for all the candidates. All right, I'll get right on it. I grabbed the script from my mentor and practically fled the room.
なんだ
What's up with her today? I completed the task without incident. However, the matter with Professor Asaki continued to surface in my thoughts. Every time I catch sight of him, I end up staring. At one point, I was sighing when Makino called out to me.
上田さん、先ほど花江さんに頼まれた候補者用のスポーツドリンクは
Miss Lee, where are the sports drinks for the candidates that Hanai asked for? Right, I'm so sorry. They're in the fridge. I'll go get them right now. I broke into a frantic sprint. In a fluster, I tripped over my own feet and dropped the stack of papers I was carrying, causing all the candidates to stop and stare. I'm so sorry. I'll clean that up.
マジで大丈夫かああ、あっちにも飛んでってら
Oh man, I'm such a klutz. Aren't I adorable? No? Okay. Are you okay? They flew all over the way.
ページがバラバラですが、とりあえず集めて整理しましょう。
The papers are a mess now, too. Let's put them back in order. I'm sorry.
よし、これで全部っと
Alright, that's
あ
all
と
of
は
them.
俺と
Makino, I
マキノ
got
さんでやっ
this.
とくからお前は他の作業を片付けてこい
You
よ
should go take care of your other work. Alright, thank you.
上田さん。先ほど頼んだ台本のコピー、そろそろ必要なので、
Miss Lee, we actually need those script copies now. Could you give them to me? Yes, of course. Here you go. When I handed the copies to Professor Asagi, he frowned. What are these? I copied the script up to page 10 like you
10ペー
asked.
ジまでコピーではなく、10ページ目を候補者全員分と、そう頼んだはずだけれど。
I asked you to make a copy of page 10 for each candidate, not a copy of the script up to page 10. I'm so sorry, I'll fix it right now.
時間は限られているので、今日はこのままレッスンを続けるよう、花井さんと相談してみますが。
Up to page 10, right? So up to 10. She should have 10. No, just leave it be. We're short on time. I'll talk to Hanai about continuing lessons without them.
今日の君は少々真剣さが欠けているように感じる。
Ichiro, don't be like this to me. Your focus appears to be elsewhere today. He
作
noticed.
業は牧野君たちに任せて、一度頭を冷やしてきてください。
Leave the rest of your tasks to your other assistants and take some time to collect yourself. Yes. Embarrassed, I went to cry. He said I'm too busy focusing on something else. Well, he's right. I made mistakes after mistake because I'm so distracted. This whole lesson plan is ruined because of me. I just can't get my thoughts in order. I hung my head, wallowing in self-pity. Eventually, it was break time, and the tired-looking candidates began filling out of the room. They're working hard too. I need to concentrate. Just then, Makino made eye contact with me for a brief moment before awkwardly walking away. He must be upset with me because he had to take over my responsibilities. I felt the urge to sigh again and stifled it. I have to get it together. I don't have the time to keep fixing my mistakes. I'm not going to cause any more trouble for the candidates or my coworkers. All right. It'll be okay. I just need to calm down and go back to business as usual. I'll just do what I can for now. Oh dear. Okay, save. All right, I'm gonna make some assumptions here. I will assume that the cafeteria is where you'll run into the model. I'm not sure about meeting room. I don't know. I really don't know. I feel like the only thing I'm positive of is the cafeteria. I feel like the meeting room would be the right one. I'll go to the lodge. Oh, got scared. The lodge meeting room. Now that their meeting's over, there's probably a lot of paperwork to tidy up. Grandma always says that you organize your mind when you organize a room. I'll file all those papers, then clean up the lobby too. Right now, cleaning was about the only task I could tackle without blowing it. Okay. I balled my hands into fists and made way to the lodge. I'll start with the meeting rooms first, just as I'm passing through the lobby. Not who I expect to run into. Dang it! A figure suddenly stood up from in front of the TV where I thought I had been alone.
あれ上田ちゃんこんなとこで会うなんて運命を感じるね
Lee, fancy running into you here. Must be our lucky day. Oh, it's just
あ
you.
ーいいねいいね安定の塩対応癖になっちゃいそうなんて
God, I like him. I like him. Nice. I'm loving this ice cream vibes. I could really get used to that. I bet this guy doesn't have a care in the world. What are you doing here? It looks like you were crouched down on the floor.
うんちょっと広いもの
Yeah, I found something down here. Really? Now?
なんか見慣れないものがあるなと思って見てたんだよね
Yeah, I thought, hey, this wasn't here before, and what do you know?
ずいぶん古い作品みたいだけど誰かの私物かな
It's some really old movie. I wonder if it belongs to someone. Sina held it up to show me. It's the DVD box of Pretend to Love. The shock must have shown on my face. Sina leaned in to peer closely at me.
あれもしかして上田ちゃんの忘れ物
What's this? Was it you who forgot this here? No, that's not mine. I saw Mr. Hanai and Professor Asagi watching it yesterday.
あの二人がね
Those guys, but why this old thing? Apparently, Mr. Hanai was in it when he was
あ
younger.
そういうことねでもなんで浅木先生まで
That makes sense, but why would Mr. Ryder care? Well, his father's apprentice worked on it. I just barely managed to stop myself from saying so and clasp my mouth shut. I wouldn't know. Maybe he decided to join in because he had nothing else to do. Sina took a step towards me, coming close. What?
君、何か言いかけて止めたよね。
You were
なんか
about to
隠
say
してるでしょ。
something. What are you hiding?
俺にはただの古いドラマにしか見えないんだけど、
To me, this is just some old
そう
movie.
いう意味深な態度取られると逆に気になっちゃうな。
But when you drop a tantalizing little morsel like that, of course I'll be hungry for more. Damn it, why did I have to run into him here? Is he just doing this out of
ね
curiosity
え、
or?
教えてくんない？ 君が何を隠してんのか。
Hey, won't you tell me your little secret? I gulped in a whisper as he whispered into my ear. It's personal, and I don't need to mention that it involves my mom. Actually, I shouldn't go around gossiping about it to begin with. Sina probably doesn't know my connection to Professor Asagi's father. I'll have to cook up a clever way to satisfy his curiosity. We're gonna play a mini game? We're gonna play a mini game? We are always gonna save. Oh no, are we on the Yukito love line now? Because I wasn't trying for Yukito. Pretend time. Mission. Dodge his questions about the movie. Are you interested in this movie? When I boldly stared Sina down, he smiled.
お、答えてくれる気になった感じ？
Oh, feel like telling me
なら
now?
せっかくだしいろいろ聞いちゃおっと。できれば君のこともたっぷりね。
Then I better ask about everything. That includes you too, honey. What does that have to do with the movie?
だって上田ちゃん面白いからさ。俺的には興味津々だし。
You're just so interesting. Why wouldn't I be curious about you? Sina laughed and dropped his gaze to the DVD case in his hands.
Pretend to Love か。これ、牧野監督の作品なんだね。
Pretend to Love, eh? Makino directed this. Yes, he did. Maybe Mr. Hanai brought it as referral material.
監督の作品って言ったら、それこそ無数にあるわけじゃん。
But he could have chose any movie he worked
そ
on.
の中でもなんであえてこの作品？別に今作と同ジャンルでもないのに。
Why this one in particular? It's not even the same genre as the one we're working on. This one's romantic. I don't
って
know.
ことはやっぱ花井さん、これに何か重要な意味があって持ってきたんじゃないの？
That means Hanai must have brought this because it's special to him somewhere. The answer to that was special to him. Does he know something? No way, right? Sina is oddly astute sometimes. It probably wouldn't be smart to openly dodge this one, so I'll have to be subtle. Maybe it's important to him. You and I might not know why, but it might hold some personal value to Mr. Hanai. He said that it was his first project with Mr. Makino, and he seemed like he was reminiscent about it.
へえ、そういうことか。花井さんの過去話とか面白そ
So that's how it is. It'd be interesting to hear about his past. He did tell me a few war stories about
う。
the
最近
filming.
の話はしなかったんだ。今回の映画の話とか合宿のこととか。
Nothing recent though, like the movie we're auditioning for or this camp. Not really.
そっか。
I see. Sina looked away, apparently lost in thought. Did he pick up on something from what I said? What's he dodging for? I can't figure out what he's after. Maybe he's not actually trying to figure out how I'm connected to it at all. He really might just be curious. My brow knitted in thought, and Sina began cheerfully examining the DVD box.
ねえ、ところで上田ちゃんはさ。
By the way, have you ever seen this before?
あ、その顔はビンゴかな。さすが脚本家志望。監督の作品は全チェック済みってことか。
I'm right, aren't I? Figured since you want to be a screenwriter, I bet you've watched all of the director's flicks. No, I just happened to watch this one.
これ初期の作品だし、クレジットも知らない人多いよね。
This is one of his early works, though. I have no idea who most of these people are. Sina scanned the back of the box, and then his eyes narrowed.
音楽とか俳優とか、あ、主役。これってもしかして西島さん
Soundtrack
のお父さんだ。
cast. The lead actor. Who is this? Nishijima's
こ
dad?
の脚本の人なんか見たことない名前だね。
I've never heard of this screenwriter. Oh no.
実際、 見てどうだった？
What'd you think of this when you watched it? Was it any good? It's so hard to answer that. I mean, yes, I do like the film. It just means so much more to me than whether it was good or bad. Therefore, my answer was I could go on forever about this drama, but I said I just happened to watch it, so I can't dig myself into an even deeper hole. Ooh, let's go with that one. I want a romance like that. It's the kind of movie that makes you yearn for a romance like that.
ああ、恋愛ものなんだっけこれ。どこが一番グッときた？
What about it stood out the most? The main couple have to go separate ways, but then they finally manage to meet again. Their reunion scene is just so memorable. But that's not all. There isn't a moment wasted in the entire movie, and the actress' performance are utterly moving. Really now. Gasp, I said too much. I could bring myself to meet Cena's eyes, and he laughed to
どこが
himself.
いいじゃなくて、全部がいい作品ってことかな。
So it's not just the scene or two that you like, but the entire movie. Well, dang it. For now, I'll just try to play it off. If I keep this conversation going, I'll let too much slip. I just want to leave. I turned my heels to leave the room.
ね、これで最後にするから、もう一個だけ質問させてくれない？
Hey, I'd like to ask you just one last question. You can answer more, can't you? What else do you want to
そ
know?
んな怒った顔しないでよ。もう遠回しはやめてはっきり聞くから。
Don't look so angry. I'll get straight to the point. Hey. Cena waved the DVD case in my
ぶっ
face.
ちゃけさ、このドラマの内容がオーディションに関わってくるってことじゃないの？
I'll be blunt. What does this movie have to do with the auditions, huh?
だって、わざわざ古いドラマ持ってきて合宿の責任者2人で見てたんでしょ？
Two people in charge of the camp brought this old movie out here just to watch it,
だ
right?
から怪しいなと思って探りを入れてたんだけど、違う？
I find that suspicious, wouldn't you? That's why I'm asking. Does that mean Cena actually has no idea what I'm worried about? All this might just be him trying to get a leg up on the other candidates. I always thought he didn't care one way or another about the audition, but he seems pretty concerned. Not that it has anything to do with me, but I think my hunch is right. I don't know where Mr. Hanai and Professor Asagi are at right now in terms of candidates. In that case, I'd better not say anything that could give Cena the wrong idea. It could come back to bite me. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know what the instructors are thinking. It's not like they tell me. But I'm pretty sure this movie has nothing to do with the auditions.
へえ？どうして？
How do you figure? Mr. Hanai said so. He mentioned that he had been asking Professor Asagi to watch it for a long time. So I don't think he brought it along for the training camp.
なんだ？
Oh, I see. So that's it. Cena looked at the DVD box, disappointed, clouding his face. It seems like he accepted that answer.
まあぶっちゃけこのドラマが今回の作品に関係ゼロとは言い切れないとは思うけど。
I'll be real with you. I can't rule out the possibility that this has something to do with our auditions, but I believe you when you say this won't show up on the test. I don't think so, anyways.
上田ちゃんとお話できたし、これはこれでありってことで。
I gotta talk to you, so it wasn't a total loss. Thanks, I guess. Okay, as long as he doesn't dig any deeper, I'm fine with this. Success. But I want a perfect score, and I haven't had it yet, so it's disappointing. Whew, at least I kept the information about Mom to myself. Just when I'd caught my breath, Cena hit me with a zinger.
それじゃあ今度は上田ちゃん自身への質問だけど。
I have a personal question for you, darling. Huh?
さっき言ったじゃん、君のこともたっぷり聞きたいって。
Told you earlier, didn't I? I want to talk about you too. Hard pass, sorry.
今日のボンミス。あれなんか理由あるんでしょ？
Why'd you make all those mistakes today? Oh. I froze up at his unexpected question, and Cena slowly reached his hand out. Then he gently and neatly tucked a strand of hair behind my ear.
ああいうのって誰でもあることだし。あんまへこみすぎないで肩の力抜きなよ。
I know everyone has their off days. Don't beat yourself up too much about it, though. It'll be easier that way. Thanks, Cena. Cena's kind words thawed my heart just a little bit. He's always so flappant, toying with me left and right most of the time. I can't handle him, but maybe he's actually pretty sweet.
ってことで、これから一緒に ちょっとキャンプ場の外出てみない？
The one I ditched this musty old campground with me? What?
だって気分転換には思いっきり遊ぶのが一番っしょ？ね、何したい？何でもいいよ。君の一番したいこと。
Best way to clear your head is to get out and have some fun, right? I'll do anything. You're my number one after all. How could I have forgotten? This is who he really is. I snapped back to my senses and gave Sina my fierce glare. I appreciate the invitation, but I'm afraid I must decline. My number one priority is cleaning the meeting room. After loudly declaring this, I stormed out of the lobby. I'm ashamed that I almost let myself fall for his trap. Wait, am I on his... No, okay. So maybe it's not there. Oh, 14% though. He do like me more. I'm ashamed that I almost let myself fall for his trap.
上田ちゃん、今度は絶対遊び行こうね。絶対だよ。
Who the baby? We'll go out for sure next time. It's a date. At his maddeningly... Oh goodness, why are you doing this to me? Saccharine voice called out to me from behind. I heaved an exhausted sigh, but I do feel a little better now. Maybe it's thanks to him. A few days later. Man, this is only a 2-week thing, so it's been nearly a week since the audition camp began. The director has decided to swing by today, which was pretty unusual. He had been here once before on the second day, but the atmosphere was much more tense with him around. Everyone took their jobs seriously, even when he was absent, of course, but now there was an electricity in the air.
それでどうだ花井君、候補者たちの見立ては。
How are the candidates faring?
どの候補者も個性があって面白いですよ。
They're all interesting people with their own quirks and personalities.
やっぱ現時点で言えば頭2つぐらい抜けてんの。
Right now, I'd say 2 in particular stand out.
西島くんですね。彼の演技力は明らかに別格かと。
The Nishijima boy, right? His acting is clearly on a different level.
すっげえわかります。西島さんの演技って引き込まれるし、西島さん本人もすっげえかっこいいし。
I can even tell he's awesome. His acting really draws you in, and he's an amazing
スタッフ
guy.
としての視点で見ても、彼は指示に素直に従ってくれますしね。
The crew find him to be obedient and easy to work with. They hold him in high regard.
なるほどな。送ってもらっていた映像を見る限りでも、常に取られている可能性を計算に入れた動きをしていた。
To be always on. I see from the footage I reviewed, he seems to anticipate being filmed at any given time, and he reacts accordingly.
引き続き選考を進めてくれ。より実践的なレッスンも混ぜていい。
Continue the selection process as planned. I'd like you to implement more hands-on lessons as well.
わかりました。で、監督は？
All right, what'll you be
ス
doing?
ポンサーとの会議があるからな。すぐに都内へとんぼ狩りだ。
I have a meeting with the sponsors, so I need to head back to the city shortly.
今後も顔出しはするつもりだが、最終日以外は短時間になるかと思う。
Going to scoot my chair this way. Oh no, what I hit? A box. It's okay. I'm trying to be center. Are you in focus? It's hard to say. Alright, I plan to come by again, but I'll probably just be poking my head in here and there until the last day. You must be very busy. Thank you for all your hard work.
スタッフには苦労をかけるが、こちらのことは任せたぞ。
And you as well. I'm sure it's tough on the crew, but I'm counting on you. Mr. Makino made a swift exit, and I breathed a sigh of relief. I'm getting used to interacting with the director, but it still makes me nervous. He must have a lot of meetings to attend if he's that busy.
ああいう人たちは最初のうちはそれがメインの仕事みたいなもんだからな。
Executive jobs are pretty much all like that at this stage. It's a world we actors know a little about.
そもそも映画を一本撮れる環境を作らなければ、映画そのものの制作ができなくなってしまうからね。
He's working hard to ensure this film gets the resources required for it to exist in the first place.
その映画が無事撮影できても上映する映画館がなくちゃ本末転倒だしな。
Even after we're done shooting, getting the movie to the silver screen is a whole other ball
監督
game.
やプロデューサーは そういった土台作りに奔走するんだよ。
Directors and producers create the stage for us to work on. There's a lot more to making a movie than just finding the right people, isn't there?
気が遠くなりそうな世界っすね。でも、そういう見えないところで頑張ってる牧野監督。
I can barely wrap my head around all that stuff, but when I picture him sweating away in the shadows on our behalf, he seems so cool.
ま、合宿もあと半分残ってるし、そこで候補者たちがどんだけ伸びるか見ものだな。
We're only halfway through the camp, so let's see what else the candidates can show us.
伸びしろのある候補者も多いし、最後で大化けする可能性もあるかと。
Agreed. Many of them have potential, and some may surprise us in the end. I snuck a peek at my mentor as he spoke. Ever since I learned about Professor Asagi's father at the movie watch-along, I've allowed myself to become completely scatterbrained. All the mistakes I made here at work were still fresh in my mind. Thanks to the people around me, I finally managed to compose myself, on the outside at least.
じゃあ、今日のミーティングはここまで。合宿も残り半分だからって気抜くなよ。
That's all for today's meeting.
戦場調査班の3人。
Don't let up just cause we're halfway through. Especially my 3 Taskateers. Mr. Hanai and the others left the room chatting with one another. Just as I walked towards the door, however, my mentor called out to me.
あ、上田さん、今時間は取れるかな？
May I have a moment of your time? Sorry, I have some other work
あ、
to
そう
do.
か。急ぎじゃないので、それじゃあまた後で声をかけるよ。
I see. Well, I can wait. I'll ask you later. I feel like he's the person you would do anything for. You know what I mean? So I don't know if there's such thing as being busy. My apologies. If you'll excuse me. Dun dun. That startled me. I leaned against a wall and took some deep breaths, making sure to stay quiet so the guys wouldn't notice. I thought I was calm enough to talk to him normally again. I need to do something about my fight or flight kicking in when I'm alone with him. Later that night, the nighttime cleaning's all done. Now to get back to my room and keep working on the script. I turned into the hall on my way back to my room when I caught sight of someone. A familiar figure was coming towards me.
おや、こんばんは、上田さ
Good
ん。
morning. Good evening. Good evening, Professor. You're fine. Nothing to worry about. Just stay calm. I dipped my head in greeting and quickly made to leave.
待ってください。
Please wait. Not again.
少し話をさせてくれないかい？君に聞きたいことと、それに話したいことがあるんだ。
Would you mind if we talk? There's something I want to ask you and something I want to tell you. He wants to tell me something. I timidly looked up at my mentor and he nodded. He gestured to a chair in the lobby and I sat down, trying to steel my trummering heart. After checking to make sure no one else was around, he slowly began to speak.
そんなに構える必要はないよ。叱責とかそういう話ではないから。
No need to worry, I'm not here to scold you. Okay.
私としてももう少しだけ様子を見るか迷ったのだけれど、
I wasn't sure whether to watch you a little longer, but
あまりこういう状況が長引くのもお互いにとって良くないと思ってね。
I don't think it'd be good for either of us to drag this out. He noticed,
最
hasn't he?
近、私を避けているね。
You've been avoiding me lately, right? I am...
何か事情があるのかい？私と顔を合わせたくない事情が。
Is there a particular reason you can't face me? My mentor looked at me with a bitter
実
smile.
はあのドラマ鑑賞会の翌日からずっと気になっていたんだよ。
Something's been bothering you ever since we got together to watch
あれ
that
以降
film.
君の様子がおかしい。あの時何かあったんじゃってね。
You've been acting strange since that day. Something set you off back then.
講師としても、君にこの仕事をお願いしたものとしても放ってはおけない。事情を聞かせてもらえないかな。
As your instructor and the one who requested you for this job, I'm afraid I must insist. Would you please tell me what's wrong? I contemplated how to best answer my mentor's question, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. It's nothing really. If you think I'm avoiding you, it's only because I happen to be leaving at the same time. I'm sorry if that made you uncomfortable. Professor Asagi sighed again. then rested his chin on his interlaced fingers. Neither of us was willing to back down. Our stalemate went on for a bit until it was Professor Asagi who broke the
江原
silence.
かな子さん。
Kanako Ihara. What? My head snapped up. Before I could stop myself, when our eyes locked, he smiled gently.
やっと顔を上げてくれたね。
You're finally looking me in the eye.
私もあのドラマのエンドロールを見て思い出したよ。
I remembered her when I watched the credits
父の
roll.
弟子だった江原かな子さん。彼女の本名が
Hanano Ihara was my father's disciple, and her real surname was Ura.
それで思い当たった。君の様子がおかしくなったのはあの時からだし。
When I thought back on it, I realized you've been acting strangely ever since you heard about her.
もう一度だけ言うよ。こじれる前に事情を聞かせてほしい。
Ichiro, please. I'll ask you one more time. Let's not complicate this any further.
もし私に答えられることであれば、君の悩みを解決できるかもしれない。
If it's something you can talk to me about, I may be able to help you solve it. His words are gentle, but he's leaving me no way out. I pressed my lips tight, feeling the suspense. I did it again, harder, willing everything to stay locked inside. Then I set it free. I want to know who my father is. I slowly opened up to him about myself. As he mentioned, my mother was a screenwriter. She passed away when I was a child. She and my grandmother raised me, and I grew up without knowing my father. Before my grandmother passed away, she told me that my father had most likely worked on Pretend to Love. The whole reason I decided to pursue screenwriting was to learn about. No, it wasn't. Don't lie. The whole reason I decided to pursue screenwriting was to learn who my father was. I doubt that. And if your father took my mother under his wing, they might have been close. Closer than she would have been with any other member of the crew. My mom passed away without telling me a thing. All I've had to go on is my grandma's suspicion. She must have gotten pregnant by someone on set. There weren't any other men in her life at the time. Since your father was my mother's mentor, he might have helped her write the film. There's a connection there.
なるほど。そういうことか。
I see. So that's what this is all about.
私の父を自分の父と。
We might share the same father, which would make us siblings. My mentor sighed deeply, his hands still folded tight.
師弟関係だった以上、つながりがあったのは間違いないね。
I
行動を
see.
共にすることも多かっただろう。
So you're implying that it's a possibility. I see it. All right. The relationship between a mentor and mentee is indeed a strong one. They would have worked side by side often, right?
だけど、あのドラマと父は無関係だよ。
However, my father had nothing to do with that film, huh?
Pretend to Love の制作期間、そして放映された時期も含めて、
When
私の父は
Tend to
日本にいなかっ
Love
た。
was being filmed and even broadcasted in Japan, he wasn't in the country, really. But if he wasn't involved, my mom might have. I trailed off, unable to
父は
continue.
脚本に関係するものは自らの目で確かめに行かないと納得しない人だったからね。
My father was the sort of man who wouldn't associate himself with the script unless he saw it with his own
時
two
期を
eyes.
照らし合わせてみたけど、あのドラマの制作期間中はヨーロッパへ単身渡っていたはず。
I compared the dates myself, actually. When the drama was still in production, he was on a solo trip in Europe.
2年ほどは行っていたのではないかな。君の年齢から考えても、その可能性のある時期は日本にはいなかった。
I believe he was gone for about 2 years. Considering your age, he just wasn't in Japan at the right
私の
time.
記憶が確かなら、日本を立つ前には師弟関係のようなものは解消していたと思うよ。
If memory serves, he had already severed any such ties by the time he left the
君の
country.
お母さんに仕事の話が来るようになってきたからという理由で。独り立ちということだろうね。
This may be the reason why your mother had this opportunity to begin with. It was her chance to strike out on her own. And born from that was that
そして
film.
日本に帰ってきた時にはドラマは放映も終わっていた。私の知る限りそれで間違いない。
By the time he returned to Japan, the movie had already finished airing. That's the honest truth as far as I can tell. So that's what happened. In other words, your father and my mother basically had no contact at that
そう
time.
いうことになるかな。
I believe that to be the case. After hearing his dispassionate explanation, I felt all the strength leave my body. Professor Asagi's father had nothing to do with the film. He wasn't even in Japan. He wouldn't have met my mother while she was working in Japan. If he isn't my father, then Professor Asagi isn't my brother either. I was awash with relief at the revelation that Professor Asagi and I weren't related after all. At the same time, my hopes of learning something about my father had been dashed in an instant. I see. I can't believe how rude I've been to you, all because of some baseless suspicion. Words can't express how sorry I am. My voice trembled, but I somehow managed to keep myself together as I apologized to my mentor and his father. Professor Asagi released his hands at last and smiled
君にとって
ruefully.
は複雑なところだと思うけれど、
You may have mixed feelings about the
ど
suggestion,
うして
but
も自分のお父さんのことを知りたいなら、まだ望みはあると思う。
if you're intent on identifying your father, then I think there's still hope. You mean I should keep looking into the other crew
あの
members?
ドラマは牧野監督の作品。
That film was the work of director
そ
Makino.
して何の因果か、今回の合宿にはあのドラマとゆかりのある人たちが集まっている。
By some twist of fate, several other people connected to it are here at this camp. Like Nishijima and Sina. There's also the director himself, even Hanai has ties
な
to
の
it.
で真実を知りたければ、彼らに近づいて積極的に探るのも悪くないと思う。
If you want to learn the truth, it may not be a bad idea to go out of your way to speak with them and to learn about them. He had a point. I'd been trying not to pry too deeply and risk offending someone, but I'm also not learning what I really want to know. You're
と
right.
にかく話してくれて安心したよ。あのまま誤解が続いていたかと思うと、仕事どころではなかっただろうしね。
I'm glad we're finally able to talk. If we'd allowed this misunderstanding to persist, it would have affected our work. I'm truly sorry, Professor. I allowed my imagination to run wild with
い
theories.
や、君の立場からすれば当然の疑念だったと思う。
I think those doubts were only natural for someone in your position.
今度は何かあればすぐに相談してほしい。お父様の話でも、脚本の話でも。
Going forward, I'd like you to consult me if anything else happens, whether it be about your father or your
もちろ
screenwriting.
ん、脚本の話の方が私としては大歓迎だけれどね。
Obviously, I'd be much happier to discuss your writing. Thank you so much. A laugh easily bubbled out of me at my mentor's little joke. I guess I'm back to square one, as disappointing as that is. Professor Asagi's father wasn't my father, and my mentor wasn't my brother. You know, maybe I'm finally taking a step forward. I'd probably sleep well tonight now that the weight on my shoulders was lifted. Done. Episode 3. Finally, we made it to the halfway mark. All the while, I'd been eating and sleeping under the same roof as everyone else. Perhaps that was why I finally started to get a sense of who the candidates were. One in particular stood out from the rest when it came to raw talent. However, he was frequently absent for other work, so I hadn't gotten many chances to speak with him. I could feel a wall between us. Another was always striking up chats with the crew, particularly the women. His flampant attitude was nothing to write home about, though. The audition camp, with its diverse pool of candidates, was about to reach a turning point, starting with the next time the director came to visit. That day, Makino and I were called to the meeting room.
さて、合宿もいよいよ後半に入りますが、
Alright, now then, we're finally at the second half of this
上田さ
camp.
ん、牧野くん、お任せしていた候補者の調査はどの程度進んでいますか？
How goes your little investigation of our candidates?
はい。詳しくは こちらの報告書にまとめた通りです。
We've compiled a detailed report.
スタッフの目がない場所でも、ほとんどの候補者たちは真面目に稽古に取り組んでいます。
Most of the candidates are diligent about their training even when the crew isn't watching. Among them, Nishijima and Sina are the two who stand out. Nishijima's acting and temperament are beyond
瀬名
compare.
さんも意外というか、存在感のある演技を見せつけて、周囲とも打ち解けているようです。
While Sina is a wild card, he's shown us memorable performances and readily forms a good rapport with the people around him. Pretty sure he's just chatty, but his acting did leave quite an impression. In this way, we shared our evaluations of the candidates with the leaders.
残された期間も少ないですし、そろそろ頃合いっすかね、監督。
There's not much time left. I recommend we get to it, director.
候補者の能力も見えてきた。いよいよ詰めに入る段階だな。
The candidates have shown us skills. It's time to start making judgment calls. So we're finally going to cast the lead and supporting roles. From what I can tell, every single candidate here is an adept actor. I wonder who will be chosen for the lead role.
それで、肝心の選考基準は、やはり合宿中の総合評価ですか？
In that case, what's our main criteria going to be? The overall performance at the
もちろ
camp?
んそれもあるけどな。
That's part of it.
けど一番重視するのはこの後。合宿の試合に撮影する。
Our main focus is going to be what comes next, the short films we're going to shoot at the end. Short films? Are we going to give them a prompt to act out like we did at the beginning?
いや、今回はもう少し本格的にスタッフを交えて撮影していく。
No, this is going to be a more substantial exercise involving the crew.
撮影用に監督も立てて、脚本も浅木くんとその助手に用意してもらう予定だ。
There will be directors on site to supervise the filming. Asagi and his assistant will provide the scripts. So it'll be my mentor and his assistant. You are the assistant. Hey, wait a second.
最終候補の10人はちょうど映画やドラマ出演の経験の有無で5対5にばらけていますからね。
The final 10 candidates just happen to be neatly divided into 5 experienced actors and 5 amateurs.
まあ経験者ってくくりだと、ちーっと背中には不利かもしれんが。
I guess it's a little unfair to Cena to lump him in with the career actors,
それで
though.
も彼の成長は著しいですよ。確かにオーディション前の演技経験は数えるほどですが、勘がいいんでしょうね。
He has shown us remarkable growth. While I could count his prior experience on one hand, he has good instincts.
ま、そういうわけで、未経験5人組のドラマは、俺が監督で、脚本は栄一郎が担当する。
So yeah, here's the deal. I'll be directing the movie with the 5 amateurs, and my main man, Ichiro here, will handle the
それでもって
scripts.
経験者5人組の方は、誰がスタッフにつくかっつうと、
As for the experienced acting team, we're gonna pick from among the crew. Mr. Hanai grinned mischievously and clapped me and Makino on the shoulders.
頼んだぜ。新人監督に新人脚本家。
Rookie director, rookie screenwriter, we're counting on you.
は？
What?
どういうことですか？
What's the meaning of this? Are you asking Makino to direct and me to write the script?
要はエチュードの時と同じだ。プロアマで明確な差がつかないようにバランスを調整した結果だな。
It'll be like the improv exercise. We're hoping to level the playing field between the pros and the amateurs. They never told me about
待っ
this.
てください。無理です。新人の僕たちにできるわけが。
How are newbies like us supposed to? Newbies?
それを
Everyone
言う
was a
なら
newbie once.
私も花井さんも。そして牧野監督さえも最初からベテランだったわけじゃない。
Yours truly and Hanai as well. Even our good director, no one starts off as a
大体
veteran.
このタイミングで新人がどうのって言ったら、こっちの候補者は芝居している姿を撮影されたことのない未経験者しかいないぞ。
Before you gripe about being a newbie, you should think about our group of guys. They've never truly stepped into the limelight.
それは
Well,
そうかもしれませんが。
that may be true. But we're so inexperienced, and I doubt we're ready to take the plunge.
前に私は言ったはず。チャンスは君を待ってくれないと。
As I've told you before, opportunities will not wait for
厳しい
you.
ことを言うようですが、責任を恐れて逃げるようでは、この業界では何もつかめません。
While this may sound callous, you won't get far in this industry by running away from your chances.
牧野君、君たちのしたいことは何ですか？
Uda, Maikano, what do you want to do? He's being a little harsh, but he's absolutely right. What do I want to do?
そう深刻な顔すんなって。この合宿を通じてお前らには一通り基礎を叩き込んだつもりだ。
No need to look so glum. The point of this camp was to beat some fundamentals into you.
思ってたら花から話も持ってこねえよ。
If we didn't think you could do it, we wouldn't
どうし
ask.
てもと言うなら再考するが、私としては可能だと考えている。
If you're dead set on refusing, we'll consider. But I wholeheartedly believe you two are
この合宿
capable.
を通じて成長したのは俳優陣だけではないはずだからな。
I'm sure the actors aren't the only ones who have grown in the last week. Thank you for believing in me. I just accused someone of possibly being my stepbrother, or half brother, not stepbrother, based simply on one word. A short while later, Makino and I were walking down the hall in stunned silence. We were supposed to report the results of our investigation, so I found it weird that Kazuma wasn't invited. Wait, don't tell me he knew. Are you okay?
上田さんこそ部屋を出てから顔色が悪いですよ。
I should be asking you that. You've been pale ever since we left the room. I'm aware. Sure, I've been studying screenwriting under Professor Asagi for years now, but every script I've written thus far has solely been for him to evaluate. I never thought I'd have to write a real one so soon.
僕も似たようなものです。
I'm in the same boat.
流されるままに現場に連れてこられてアシスタントの仕事をしていますけど、
I was just kind of coasting, and then I found myself here with an assistant's
ただ
job.
流されているだけでは変わらない。このまま逃げ続けては何もつかめない。
Even then, I never took any initiative. I know that if I keep running, I'll never amount to
正直
anything.
浅木先生の言ったあの言葉は胸に刺さりました。
What Mr. Asagi said was like a punch to the gut. Ooh. I hear you. He's right. Now's the time to challenge ourselves. This is a river I have to cross if I'm going to follow my mom's footsteps. It's up to us to take charge of the present. By the time evening fell, I made up my mind. I pushed my doubts aside and met up with my mentor.
ミニドラマの件については、他の人には脚本が完成するまで伏せておいてほしい。
I'd like you to keep the short film project confidential until the script is
スタッフに
complete.
は後で私の方から軽く説明をしてお
I'll
くの
explain
で、
it to the rest of the crew later.
合宿
Absolutely.
の期間は残り1週間。なので、脚本にかけられる時間は実質2日程度になると思う。
We only have 1 week left. Realistically, you'll have about 2 days to work on your
雑
script.
用は最低限に減らしておくから、君はその分執筆に専念するように。
I'll make sure your other tasks are kept to a minimum so you can give it your undivided attention. Thank you. I'll get started tonight.
いい返事だ。ただし、睡眠時間は確保するように。
I like your spirit, but please be sure to get enough sleep. I will. Oh, and I do have a question. What's the primary theme of
そう
the
だ
film?
ね。今回の映画の脚本はまだ調整中の段階だけど、
Good question. I'm still tweaking the main movie script at the moment, but we can pull from
監
that.
督の語った作品テーマの一つに、自分の居場所というものがある。
We'll use one of the themes the director has mentioned, a place to belong. A place to
なので
belong.、
それを軽く意識するといい。あとは自由に考えて構わないよ。
A cult? I don't know. What's a place to belong? Keep that in mind. As you work beyond that, you're free to come up with the rest.
ただし、参加者には可能な限り均等に出番を与えること。
However, do your best to give each cast member an equal amount of screen
また、
time.
セットや衣装など演出面は最低限にしてほしい。そもそも準備の時間がないからね。
Try to keep the set and costume request to a minimum too, please. We simply don't have the time. All right. I sure sound confident, don't I? The prompt is so open-ended, though. That'll be a challenge all on its own. Should I try to present elements from my script he liked in the past, or do I make it an homage to the director's previous works? No, that won't work. I might come across as flattery even if I don't mean it that way.
だいぶ悩んでいるようだし、一つヒントをあげようか。
You seem perplexed. Allow me to offer you a
私が見る
hint.
限りでは、君は構成を計算して組んでいく、いわゆる理論型の脚本家じゃない。
From what I've seen, you aren't the sort of screenwriter who meticulously plans out your story structure and puts it
どちら
together.
かといえば、キャラの個性を重視して書く、いわば感覚型の脚本家だと思う。
If I had to say, you're an intuitive writer, highlighting your character's individuality and working from
だから
there.
まずは当て書きの形で執筆を始めるといいんじゃないかな。
You might even begin writing with specific actors in mind. You want me to write for the cast? Right, I already know who's going to be in it.
そう。ドラマなどでも一般的によく使われている手法の一つだ。
You sure do. Even regular productions often use
刑
this
事役
technique.
で名が売れた俳優が別作品でも刑事役を任されるように、俳優にはそれぞれのカラーがある。
Just as an actor famous for playing a detective might be typecast in similar roles, every actor has their own style.
なので、それを下敷きにすれば、取っかかりも作りやすいはずだから。
For you, base your script around that. It may provide an excellent starting point. Got it. I'll definitely
ただ
consider it.
し、きちんと書くためには、それだけ俳優のことを深く知っておく必要があるけどね。
I must warn you, this approach requires a deep familiarity with the actors you use as reference. I suppose I can use what I've gleaned from my recent investigations then. Is this just coincidence or was this all part of his plan? Either way, I can't wait. Thank you. I think I know where to start now. I smiled and clenched my fist, brimmed with enthusiasm. My mentor lightly clasped me on the shoulders.
上田さん、執筆というのは、自分ただ一人で物語を作り上げる。
The mechanical act of writing the story may be a lone
だ
endeavor,
けど、君が書き上げた脚本は、大勢の人が見て楽しむもの。
but the script you create will be enjoyed by plenty of
だから
people.
独りよがりにならないよ。常に誰かがいることを意識しながら書くことを忘れないように。
Be careful not to get complacent and remember that your writing will always make an impact to someone. I'll take that to heart. The next day, once I finished up my morning task, I had the afternoon to myself. Sitting solo in the rest area, I opened my notebook and mulled over my approach, pen in hand. What now? Professor Asagi gave me a hint, but I'm the one who decides how to tackle this. I want to write with the actors in mind. In that case, what should I do before I get into the nitty-gritty of writing? I think advice is what we need. Interesting. I'm very interested in this game because I don't know if this is one of those things where it's going to continue to just grow affection, or is this just it deciding which way to go? All right. Understand the actors. We've talked before, but only to say hello or discuss work. I'd like to get a little bolder than that. But can I pull it off? It's only I had better communication skills. Skills that help one smoothly convey their ideas when communicating with others is an essential skill for building human relations. This feels like a robot. Oh gosh. Okay, still I don't have a choice. Okay, first I'll go see the actors on my team. Let's see this dude. I should definitely reach out to Nishijima first. He's been absent a lot over the past week. Even when he is here, I don't get many chances to speak to him. When we do talk, it's about superficial stuff. I'm having a hard time coming up with what sort of role to give him in the script. Like Mr. Hanai said, he's too skilled of an actor. Has played every role he's received to perfection. That makes it even more of a challenge to identify a niche. I jotted down my thoughts in my notebook, then looked up with a sigh. Anyways, I need to talk to him. The next time I see him, I'll stop him in his tracks if I have to. Oh. He's right here. Hi, Nishijima?
何か
What
随
is
分慌
it?
ててい
You
る
look
みたい
like
だ
you're
な
in trouble. You sound like a different person. If you're not busy right now, could I have a moment of your time?
忙しいと言ったら
What if I am busy? I'll wait until you're
いっ
finished.
ぱい時間がかかると言っても
And if I say I'll take a long time, then I'll wait a long time.
とりあえず座ろうか
Let's sit down then. I detected a flash of annoyance, but I couldn't let that stop me. I resisted the urge to fist pump as I cracked open the notebook pen at the ready. I need to figure out what kind of role would be best for Nishijima and whether he has any preferences. I'll have to be clever if I'm going to get anything out of him. Is it game time? Game time. Alright, let's save. Didn't I just save? Oh, yes, where I was making a selection. Okay. Alright, we did it. Yeah. Oh, whoops. Yeah. Pretend time. Mission. Get Riku to admit how he feels about his casting. Oh, man.
それで僕に用事というのは
So, what did you
何
need
か
me
緊急
from
の
me?
要件とか
Is it an emergency of some kind? Nothing that urgent.
それだったらまた後でということに
Then maybe we can do this later. Sorry, it is an emergency. At least to me it is. He already donned his usual smile. This man has no openings. You see, it feels like I haven't seen you in a while, so I was wondering how you're doing.
久々まあそうか
Has it really been that long? I
昨日は丸々
suppose.
一日抜けてたからね
I was gone all of
他の仕
yesterday.
事を抱えてる都合上外出も多いから
Since I'm still working elsewhere, I have to be away
そ
often.
の分スタッフと会う時間もレッスンの時間も短くて申し訳ないとは思ってます
I can't spend a lot of time with crew or in lessons. I'm sorry about that. Gosh, no, I'm not here to complain about it. You've shown us brilliant performances time and time again, as if you're completely unhinged. The other candidates have complained that Mr. Hanai's assignments are too hard, yet you seem to handle them with ease.
これでも俳優としてはそこそこの経歴があるからね
I am somewhat experienced as an
経験の
actor.
分多少アドバンテージがあるだけで周りが思ってるほど余裕があるわけじゃないよ
That gives me a bit of an edge, but it doesn't mean I can allow myself to be complacent. A completely flawless answer, like something the teacher's pet would say with a flip of their hair. If I let the conversation end here, then I'll have stopped him for nothing. I need to dig deeper and figure out his preferences. I know you've been acting since you were little. I've actually seen some of your earlier performances. What role challenges you? I get the impression that you can play any part well. Still, did any of them challenge you? Any jobs you didn't really like?
僕が嫌いだった役か
Roles I didn't like? That's a strange question. Ugh. He frowned, which was unusual for
そう
him.
いうのはないかな
I don't believe there were any. Huh? So you've never had a complaint about any of your roles?
正確に言えば回ってきた役の好き嫌いは考えないようにしているから
Dang, you scare me. Alright, to be honest, I try not to feel one way or other about the roles that come my way. What do you
僕は
mean?
今までいろいろな媒体でインタビューを受けたけれど
I've been interviewed by all sort of outlets
印象に
before.
残った配役を聞かれても具体的に答えたことは一度もないよ
Whenever they ask me if there's any specific role that has left an impression on me, I never have given an answer. That's not out of consideration for your sponsors or to avoid naming names.
そういうわけじゃなく
No, it's not. A humble smile flashed across his face, but he didn't
い
elaborate.
やそういうことかな
Let's leave it at that. It worked, but it didn't feel like it did. Okay.
まあ結局のところ役の好みは関係ないかな
That's not true, Riku. In the end, whether I like the role or not, it doesn't matter.
牧野監督の作品なら
Besides, when it comes to Makono's films, his character shouldn't cause any issues for me. So if I pass the audition, I'll give the character everything I've got. I haven't broken through yet. He's still giving me those empty star student answers. He stood up from his seat as if to say he was done with the conversation. He's gonna leave and I have to keep him here somehow. What can I say that'll make him stay? There's got to be a hint buried in what he has told me, something that'll reach him. So you don't care. It's all well and good to say you'll work hard no matter what the role is, but if you read between the lines, you don't really care about the roles you play, do you? I find that strange. I can tell from watching all the candidates here that every single actor brings something unique to the table. Even if they all played the same character and said the same lines, they would each breathe new life into the part. I don't mean that in a bad way, but I'd argue that a preference is built around the actor no matter how deeply in character they get. Whenever I watch you act, I can really see who you are. I can't, okay. When I saw you on TV, I was genuinely impressed by your performance. And yet the more I see you, the more I feel your acting is different from the others. I'm no acting expert, but I think passion is the key element here. His eyes narrowed and I hesitated to continue. No, I can't back down now. I have to go hard or go home. It's not that you're giving any role your utmost effort. It's just you don't care, so it doesn't matter what the role is. That's how I see it. You got me. He laughed bitterly, but surrendered was written all over his face. Seems you're far more perceptive than I've given you credit. My god. Let me say it like this. It's not that I covet any given role or that I like or dislike them. It's simply my job as an actor. I don't get to choose every role that I play. Even if it's an undesirable character, I'll deliver the performance I'm obligated to put on. That's what being a professional is to me. Whether the actor enjoys it or not is irrelevant. Although I suppose that applies to any job. I get what he's trying to say. You'll always have to put up with things you don't like at work. He had plenty of jobs I didn't like. I've had plenty of jobs I didn't like, but I've asked you to take my time, sir. Please don't leave. I should be going. I've taken quite a bit of your time, so please excuse me. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? I called out to Nishijima one last time as he tried to leave. I've learned something about your work ethics from our conversation, so what I want to ask is, do you actually want to make it through these auditions? As I've told you earlier, I'll give it my full. That's not what I'm asking. I'm not talking about what comes afterwards. I'm asking how you feel about these auditions. Is that question part of our selection criteria? Huh? I'll answer your question if it's relevant to the process. If you're only asking to satisfy your own curiosity, I'm not obligated to answer, am I? He leveled his gaze at me, eyes narrowed, so I'm gonna go with personal interest. I'm sorry, it actually has nothing to do with the process. I just wanted to know how you felt, so yeah, it's more of a personal question. Sure, it's somewhat related, but this is good enough, right? To be fair, I do want to know how you feel. Why? Why what? Why didn't you lie?
仕事だからといえば答えるつもりだったんだけど。
I would have answered if you had lied and said it was part of your job. I'm not really sure. I just feel right to lie about it.
そう
I see.
君はバカ正直というか、バカで正直だね。
You're stupidly honest, and by that I mean you're stupid and you're honest. You totally twisted the meaning.
もちろん褒め言葉だよ。
I only meant it as a compliment. This is a complete lie. I can see the glimmer in his eyes.
そんな君に敬意を表して一つだけ答えておこうかな。
Out of respect for you, I'll give you one
僕が
answer.
本当にどう思っているか。それは君が見て感じたままの
Whatever
正
you
解だよ。
actually think, whatever you feel when you see me, that's the correct answer. So that's how it is. I'm sure of it now. He's completely detached from his work as an actor. He remembers almost none of his previous roles because he has no interest in any of them. That means he'll just do whatever work comes his way in the future. He's insanely talented, even with that awful personality. What a waste. Look at that. I got 100%. Yay. Some of those answers I thought were going to get me a negative. I've unearthed the nasty truth. With that in mind, I spoke up one last time. I have a simple one for you. Why did you become an actor? It stopped him in his tracks. Without turning to face me, spoke his words barely louder than a breath.
どうしてかなんて
I'd like to know that
むしろ
myself.
僕が知りたいくらいだよ。ただ僕には俳優としての適性とそうなるだけの環境があった。
I was simply gifted with the talent and the environment to become an
幸
actor.
か不幸か本人の希望とは関係なく。
Does that make me fortunate or unfortunate? Either way, it has nothing to do with my own personal desires. As I watched Nishijima walk away, I sighed. Well, that was exhausting. I learned something about his inner self, but I'm sure it's just the tip of the iceberg. He's always seemed so detached to me, but maybe he has his own demons. In that case, it's not really my place to pry. I laid part of the groundwork for my script, but was only feeling more anxious. I heaved another heavy sigh. Ooh, let's see. How's my he likes me 14% now. Ooh. I don't know how this one works. It's different. I spoke to candidates and crew members in order to learn more than what I'd gathered so far. Eventually, I acquired enough puzzle pieces to begin writing my story. I sketched out a plot while the ideas were still kicking around in my head, then checked in with Makino, who gave me the go-ahead. The backbone of a story, screenwriters, novelists, manga authors, and other creators usually formulate the plot before they start writing the work. That night, how cute. I don't know what this item list means. Like, is there a... There's not a button. It just says it there, which is weird. I inhaled my dinner, returned to my room, and plopped it down in front of my laptop. I think I finally understand. I get why Professor Asagi suggested that I try writing the script based on the actors. So far, I'd written several scripts for my mentor to evaluate. This one would be my first screenplay in a proper sense of the word, however. I've been graded well on the characters and stories I've written in the past, but I never thought about who might play these parts before. While I'm the one writing this short film script, I'm not the only one involved. Plus, several people's futures weigh in the balance. I'm sure that's what my mentor wanted me to learn. In that case, what sort of story should I weave for my teammates? 2 days later.
ミニドラマの撮影ここにいるメンバーで
We're doing a short film with everyone in this room.
そしてこれが実質的な最終試験になります。
This is going to be your final practical exam. It was around lunchtime. I'd finished the script, so Makino and I assembled the cast and crew we would be working with in the
候
meeting
補の
room.
中で演技経験がある皆さんは、僕たち新人の撮影スタッフと共に ドラマ撮影に挑んでもらいます。
Our assignment was to create a short film with the experienced cast and inexperienced crew we have here.
最初にやったエチュードの時と同じってことですか？
I see. It's similar to our improv exercise from the beginning.
最初？ああ、演技経験者と未経験者に分かれさせて、
Beginning?
相手役を変えるやつね。
Oh, you mean when they split us up with veterans and newbies?
そうです。
That's right.
そりゃあれか。
So that's it.
俺らがどんなに頑張ったところで、あんたら素人の脚本と撮影でぶち壊しになって、
Thanks,
落
Oda.
選するかもってことだよな。
No matter how hard we try, there's a chance we might fail because the amateurs we're working with.
そんな言い方。
Thanks, Ozumi. You shouldn't talk like that.
それが真実だろ。
But it's true, isn't it? I'm not surprised. I also had a hard time accepting that my incompetence might be the reason they fell. Regardless, we're in this together. Your concerns are completely justified. As you say, you still have a lot to learn, but
上田さん、
please,
皆さん、
listen,
僕たちは
everyone.
確かに今回の映画制作に関わることになったただのスタッフです。
We're just crew members assigned to this
本
film
物の監
project.
督でも脚本家でもない。
We're not the real director or
皆さん
screenwriter.
からしたら頼りないかもしれません。でも、そのことを一番よくわかってるのは僕たち本人です。
You might think that you can't count on us. Believe me, we're more aware of that than
そ
anyone.
して、今からやる仕事がどれだけ重要なのかもちゃんと分かってるつもりです。
We also know how crucial our job is going to be for your
候補者の
success.
皆さんの魅力が発揮できるよう最善を尽くします。よろしくお願いします。
That's why we're going to do everything in our power to give you the best possible chance. Please put your faith in us.
で、ここまで言ってくれてるんだから、まずは脚本読んでみなきゃ。
They really mean it. We should at least read the script, right?
ま
Mm,
あ
sure.
読まないとは言ってないけど。
I never said I wouldn't read it. Nice one, Cena.
では、上田さん、お願いします。
In that case, Miss Lee, if you would. All right. I'm your screenwriter. Let me provide you all with a copy of the script.
あ、俺も手伝うよ。
I'll help. Thanks. There's 5 people. It takes, oh, the crew, I guess. Okay. With Kazuma's help, I passed a copy of the script to each cast and crew member. I've given the script everything I have. Now I just have to trust that they'll accept it. This is just,
面白そうじゃん。
wait. This is just, that's okay. I read it right. This could be interesting. Thanks.
皆さんが脚本を読み終えたら、
We'll reconvene
まずは
once you're
打ち合
all
わせを行い
finished
ます。
reading.
それが終わったらすぐに撮影です。準備期間もない状況ですが、
After that, we'll start
よろしくお
filming
願いします。
immediately. There's no time to prepare, so we're counting on all of you. What a scary thought. And so it went. Makino took up the mantle megaphone of the director using my script. With that, the short film and final test began.
もうほっといてくれ。ダメなんだよ、俺は。
The idea that she wrote this is just the part that makes us the best. Oh my gosh. All right, just leave me. I'm done for.
自分のミスで舞台をぶち壊しにしたあの日から。人前に立つのが怖いんだ。
Ever since I destroyed the stage with my mistake that day, I'm terrified to stand in front of an
じゃあ
audience.
なんで君は今も一人で稽古していたの？
Then why have you been rehearsing in
未練が
secret?
ましく人目を避けてまで観客のいないこの舞台に立つのはなぜ？
Then why are we acting on a stage with no audience if you've truly given up? I.
僕は君のような人を探してた。僕の代わりになってくれる人。
Oh no, man. I've been looking for someone like you, a man who can act in my stead.
どういうことだ？俺に何をしろって言うんだ？
What are you asking me to do?
簡単なことだよ。どうしても舞台に立ちたいなら、たった一つだけ。
It's simple. If you truly crave being in the limelight again, there's only one way, which
君
is
が君でなくなればいい。
you need to stop being yourself.
はい。次はシーン9撮ります。日の位置が変わらないうちに急いで。
Next is scene 9. Hurry and keep the lighting where it
上
is.
久保くん、メイク直し終わりましたか？
Is the makeup finished yet?
いつでも OK だぞ、監督。
We're ready for you anytime,
なら
director.
人手が足りていないので、次のシーン、上久保くんもカメラお願いします。スマホの撮影機能でいいから。
Then I need you on the camera for the next scene. We're short-handed. Use your phone if you have to.
おいおい、無茶だろ。いくらなんでもスマホなんて。
Are you crazy? We can't use a phone camera for
大
this.
丈夫。ここは動画投稿者がスマホで撮影をしている場面です。素人感が出てる方がいい
This
ので。
part is supposed to be a clip of a video site. It's better if it looks amateurish.
マジかよ。どうなっても知らねえからな。
Don't blame me if it comes out like crap. Makino, based on the last scene, I think we should have them convey emotions like this in the next
なるほ
one.
ど。そうですね。では、セリフの修正お願いできますか？
Do you mind tweaking the dialogue? I'm on it. Ooh, look at us learning.
お前本当にいいのか？利用されてるだけじゃないのか？
Sina, are you sure about this? He's just using you.
わかってる。でも俺は感謝してるんだ。
I know. I'm
夢
grateful.
は一度ついえてしまっても完全になくなったわけじゃない。
My dreams were crushed once, but they aren't completely out of
一度の
reach.
失敗で全てを失った気になってた俺はこの役で救われたんだから。
I thought I truly lost everything, but this role has saved me. With every order Makino barked out and each clack of the clapboard, our messy set gave life to a scene from the story. From scenes to breaks and back again, Sina instantly switched between his usual carefree self and a pained, traumatized young man. Even Nishijima, who normally seemed so vacant, flawlessly played the part of an emotional young man trying to change his life. The word action is like a magic spell. Sina in particular shows a level of acting prowess you'd never expect from someone so inexperienced. The disguise Nishijima character put on looks believable thanks to Kazuma's makeup skills. On top of that, the other three actors' performances provide the immersion that brings these two to life. Plus, Makino's ability to coordinate it all is amazing. This might actually work. Our short film is going to dominate. As long as she's excited. The team gave each and every scene their best effort. I set the wrong button. Okay. By the next evening, a new challenge awaited me. Finished peeling the potatoes. I'm sure it takes a lot of potatoes to feed the crew and the candidates. I was waging a solitary war on vegetables in the camp kitchen. When it came to meals, most people had their breakfast in the cafeteria. People either got takeout for lunch or ate somewhere on their own time. For dinner, 2 crew members would team up and cook for everyone else. Today, Makino and I were on dinner duty, but he hadn't had time to help because of his filming schedule. Then I can make it on my own. When it was a little too much for one person to handle, but I drew on my extensive odd job experience to make it work. Now to simmer the curry. Nishijima, would you mind taking care of the garnishes? Actually, if you could tackle all the side dishes, that'd be a huge help. Ugh. I've already finished cooking the rice, and I'll help you when I'm done here.
待った。ちょっと待って。
Hang on.
いろいろとこの状況について言いたいことはあるんだけど。
I have plenty of questions, but first and
とりあえ
foremost,
ずなぜ僕が炊事の手伝いをさせられているんですか？
why do I have to help you in the kitchen? Because you happened to pass by. Now that the sun was going down, the day's filming was drawing to a close, and some of the cast and crew had been set free. I'd been looking for someone to help me with the massive amount of cooking I had to do. Just then, I happened to catch sight of Nishijima with 2 full, awfully free hands. And that's how it goes
そも
here.
そも料理を手伝うだけなら他に敵役がいるのでは？
I'm sure there's someone else better suited to help you with this, like Kubo, or for instance. Nope, Kazuma's out. You're my top choice. That's right, I didn't ask him just because he happened to be there. I managed to talk to him enough to craft his character, but hopefully he'll open up about something more personal. Maybe I'm being a little heavy-handed, but I need this chance to get closer to my father.
はあ、わかりました。僕ができることなら手伝うけど、
Fine, I'll help,
期待はしない
but
で
don't
ほしい。
expect too much.
そ
Okay.
れで何をすれば、買い出しにでも行けばいいのかな。
What should I do first? Do you want me to go buy anything? Please take care of the salad first.
サラダ
Salad? All the ingredients are ready for you. Just mix them up however you want. He shoved a knife and cutting board at him and then turned back to the pot of curry. I once read that mutual endeavors are the key to deepening personal relationships. I'll chat with him while we cook and we'll grow even closer. That was my ulterior motive. I see. You're deceptive. I appreciate that in a person. It tastes great now. That's it for the curry. Wonder how he's doing. He's gone. How's the salad? And I turned to check my partner. I couldn't believe my eyes. Say, what are all those things on the
見ての
table?
通り、野菜ジュースだよ。販売所で買ってきたんだ。
As you can see, it's vegetable juice. I bought several of them from the vending machines. I believe I asked you to make the
サラダ
side
も野
salad.
菜ジュースも成分的にはほぼ同じものだから。
Salad and vegetable juice are nutritionally equivalent. Does he usually not know how to? Nishijima. My burst quivered as a chill ran down my spine. Ever held a kitchen knife? I know this is rude, but have you ever cooked before?
都内の二つ星ホテルで10年ほどシェフを務めてたよ。
I was employed as a chef for 10 years at 2 Michelin star hotels in the city. What? He's only 25 years old. Okay, that's kind of surprising. Did you work there straight out of junior high?
あの時の僕は30歳という扱いだったので、高校卒業と同時かな。
No, they treated me as though I was 30, so I would have been after high school, I think. What the?
それと、下町の料理屋で8年。パティシエも10年ほどやったかも。
I also worked at a blue collar diner for 8 years as a pastry for about a decade. Hang on, that doesn't make any sense.
で、
Next
来
month,
月からは戦国時代にタイムスリップして料理人をやる予定だからよろしく。
next month, I'm supposed to be a chef who travels back to the Sengoku era to keep an eye out. So keep an eye out for that. I'm looking forward to it. No, wait, these are all your TV and movie roles. You've got to be kidding me. I thought something was off here. This guy can't cook. Now that I knew this, I couldn't possibly make him do a bunch of food prep. I considered making it all on my own after all, but then I stood beside Nishijima and showed him how to prepare a proper salad. Look at that. Look at those
サラダの基
eyelashes.
本はキャベツだったっけ？じゃあ、この葉っぱを何枚か重ねて。
This is not the base ingredients to my salads. The base ingredient of a salad is cabbage, was it? Then I'll take these leaves and fold them. Nope, cut them first. Then slice the cucumbers and decorate the cherry tomatoes. Yes, ma'am. Aww. Look at that. He actually can handle a knife. You're rather handy with the
以前
knife.
料理人の役をやった時に、基本的な作業に関しては一通り練習したから。
When I played as chef
Not bad.
before, they had me at least practice the basis. You had culinary roles in all kinds of settings, like a traditional soba place in its final days or a hot spring B&B. Even when you were little, you once played a kindergartner who opened a candy shop and invented his own treats. Have you always been good with your
よく
hands?
そんなに知ってるね。まあ、そうだね。細かい作業は嫌いではないよ。
They're quite knowledgeable, and well, yes, I don't actually mind tasks that require a little dexterity. Just watching you now, I feel like you'd easily take to cooking
や
too.
ればできるというのと、やりたいかは別の問題なので。
Just because I have the potential doesn't mean I want to do it. So you brought the juice because I was too much because it was too much trouble to prep.
腹に入れば何でも一緒だから。僕は水か牛乳でいいんだけど、君がサラダって言うから。
It's all the same once it's in your stomach. Water and milk are good enough for me, but you're saying salad, then I'll drink juice. Juice is actually a lot better than nothing, I suppose, but isn't there more to it? Like all the rich vitamins and minerals in whole vegetables or the brilliant colors of a well-set
栄養
table?
はサプリでも取れるし、別に彩りでお腹が膨れるわけ
He's
でもな
not
いし。
human. This man is not a human. I can take supplements to get sufficient nutrition, and colors don't sate hunger. Maybe it's because I live so frugally that I have a passion for food, but I can't believe he's so indifferent towards eating. You really don't seem to have strong feelings about
そうか。
anything.
別にそんなことはないと思うけど。
Really? I don't think that's entirely true. It sure seems that way to me, not just about food, but your work too.
またこの間の話？話せることは
This
話し
again?
たと思うよ。
I said all I'm going to say. I still have a hard time accepting it. All right.
ただ僕には俳優としての適性とそうなるだけ幸か不幸か。ほ
I don't read flashbacks. All of the final candidates are earnestly trying to get the lead role. All of them except you, that is. And just it's internal, whatever. It's like he's taken a step back to watch all this unfold. It's been bothering me ever since we talked. I've been thinking, if you don't actually want to act in this film, why would you have bothered to audition in the first place? If you get the role, it'll just be a nuisance.
し
So
てないよ。
I didn't. Huh?
勝手に応募したのは父だから。僕
My
が応募したわけじゃない。
My father submitted my name for the audition, not me. You mean you're here at this audition, this camp, because you don't have a choice?
解釈によってはそうなるね。
That's one way of interpreting it. Oh my god, that's so disrespectful to the people who actually want this. My tone was sharper than I intended. Nishijima's icy gaze just pierced right through me.
勘違いしているようだけど。
You seem to have the wrong
僕は
idea.
何もこの合宿が嫌だとか、主役が嫌だとは言ってないですよね。
I never said I was against the idea of this camp or the role
演
itself.
技に手抜きをする気はないし、もちろんオーディションにだって真剣に向き合っている。
I intend to fully apply myself to this performance, and I'm serious about the audition too, of course. Sure,
他の
but
候補者に比べて熱意がないと言われれば否定できないけれど、
I won't deny your comment that I'm not as enthusiastic as the other
熱意だけで
candidates.
合否が決まるなら、別の分野の努力や技術は
But if our
全て無駄ということ
enthusiasm
になるからね。
determines the outcome, our skills and efforts wouldn't matter at all. I can't accept it. Absolutely not. Still, I can't deny what he's saying. He didn't say anything wrong, per se. A lot of what he said last time we talked put me in a funk. But this is even worse. I ended up cooking the rest by myself in silence, trying to stifle my irritation. Afterwards, night had completely fallen by the time dinner was ready. The cast and crew finished preparing for tomorrow's filming and gathered in the clearing pavilion with empty bellies. I served my curry to the staff members seated at all over the place. Adorable. Then I took a seat with Kazuma, Nishijima, Sina, and Makino.
そういや、前々から思ってたんだけどさ、牧野さんっておかしくね？
Been thinking this for a while, but isn't Makino kind of weird? Kazuma broached a peculiar subject while stuffing his face with curry.
人の名前をおかしいとはなかなか失礼なことを言いますね。
It isn't very polite to say someone's name is
おい
weird.
そういう意味じゃなく、その呼び方だとさ、牧野監督と被って分かりづらいじゃん。
You must. I didn't mean it like that. I mean, you must get mixed up with the director and people call you
今
that.
更な話のような。言いたいことはわかるけど、
You brought that up rather suddenly, but I see what
じ
you
ゃあ
mean.
どうしろと名字を変えろとでも言うんですか？
Then what? You want to change my name?
あ、いや、すいません。
No,
そうい
sorry.
うかさ、聞いた話だとさ、 はるみちゃんも上田ちゃんもどっちも大学3年なんだよね。
I heard that Rumi and our cute little Ueda are both third years in
じゃあ
college.
同級生にわざわざ敬語でさん付けって距離感じない？
Doesn't calling them that put kind of a weird distance between you since you're both in the
あ、
same year?
そうなると上久保ちゃんもため。
I guess that goes for Kami Kubo
あ
too.
いえ、その。
Actually, Makino's a year older than me, even though we're in the same
ま
year.
あ、はい。そうですね。僕は留学していて、日本に戻ってから大学に入り直したので、
That's
一歳
true.
上になります。
I studied abroad, so when I came back to Japan, I was a year older when I applied to college.
その、確かに、監督と区別がつきづらいのは困る気もします。
You're right. I don't really like it when people mix me up with the director. So, Maki, maybe Harumaki. Actually, compared to those, Makihino just feels right.
確かに実際に呼んでるのを聞いてみるとこちらの方が自然な気がしてくるかな。
Out of those options, it doesn't sound the most natural.
まあ、そのぐらいなら、ギリギリ許容範囲内ですね。
I mean, that's
じゃあ
acceptable.
俺はマッキーで。
You'll always be Mac attack to
やめて
me.
ください。
Please no.
じゃあ俺も牧野くんで。
Fine, I'll just call you Makino too. Okay.
いやー、お互いあだ名で呼び合うと距離感近づいた気がするよね。
Since we're playing around with the idea of nicknames, I feel like we've
君
gotten a
も
little
そう思
closer.
うでしょ？
Wouldn't you agree, Lee? I had no intention of getting closer to you, though.
そんな寂しいこと言わないでよ。ゆきとさんって呼んでくれてもいいのに。
Don't be a stranger. You can call me Yukito if you
そ
want.
れはさすがに踏み込みすぎっす。この俺が断固阻止。
That's over the line, but 100%'s against
そ
it.
んなに名前で呼ばれたいなら俺が呼ぶんで。
If you ain't gonna drop it, then I'll use your name all you like.
え
Eh.
あと、俺のことも名前で呼んでくれていいっすよ。こいつの代わりに、ね、ゆきとさん。
In return, you can shout out my name from the rooftops as much as you like. It's a fair trade, right, Yukito-san?
別に求めてないんだ
I
けど。
never asked you, dude.
んなこと言って嬉しいくせに。
Come on, you know you like it. What about you, Nishijima? Would you prefer a nickname?
西島さんは別にいいんじゃ。
I don't think Nishijima really needs one.
西島さん？
西？
りく？りっくんとか？
Likey,
嫌
maybe?
です。
No.
可愛いと思うんだけどな。
I think it's
その
cute.
呼び方で呼んだら返事をしないのでよろしく。
I won't respond if you call me that. Well, so he can have strong feelings about things. Weird nicknames aside, we do know one another better now. I watched them chat and tease each other between spoonfuls of curry when someone said my name.
お疲れ様、上田さん。
Good work today.
今日の夕飯はカレーかな。食欲を誘ういい香りがするね。
Is that curry? What an inviting aroma. Hello, Professor. And you too, Mr. Hanami. Congratulations on your hard work today. I made 2 batches, sweet and spicy. Let me know which one you prefer.
カレーとはよくわかってるじゃねえか。キャンプといえばこれに限るよな。
Curry, huh? You know your stuff. Can't go camping without it. The camp leaders also seem to have reached a stopping point and we're gathering for dinner.
花井さん、盛るのはいいですが、肉ばかり取らないでください。
Look, Hanai, it's fine to be excited, but make sure you eat something besides
役
just
作り
meat.
のためにダイエットするって、この間言ってたじゃないですか。
You said recently that actors need to pay attention to their diets.
いや、言ったけどよ。カレーは飲み物つうか。
I did say that, but curry, you know, it's a
はいはい
beverage.
なら俺、花井さんのダイエットに協力しちゃおっかな。
I'm officially taking up Hanai's diet.
肉こっちでもらっとくんで、花井さんはサラダだけどうぞ。
I'll take your meat. You can just have salad, Hanai.
うおーい、何すんだってめえら。審査員権限で不合格にすんぞこら。
What do you think you're doing, you little punks? I'll pull rank and flunk you all
落ち着い
right
てくださ
now.
い、花井さん。肉なら僕のものを差し上げますので。
Please calm down, Hanai. You can have my meat.
おお、さすが西島くん。よし、評価にプラスしといてやろ
That's really nice. Okay, you get a leg up on the rest.
それずるくないっすか？
That's not fair.
応募だよね。職権乱用ってやつ。
That's bribery, abuse of authority,
Sir!
right?
ここでは俺が法だ。崇めろひれ伏せ神様と呼べ。
While we're here, I'm the law. Kneel before your
大人げない
god.
真似はやめてください。こっち
Please
も
enough of
恥ず
this
かしくなり
childish
ます。
display. I'm embarrassed just watching you. They're having so much fun. Here I was among these experienced actors. Meanwhile, Mr. Hanai was in charge of the amateurs. They were all rivals competing for the same spot. Tonight, however, they were just people. Seeing them all happy, enjoying their meal, I smiled warmly. Oh. I was startled by the sudden sound of a shutter, so I rolled around to see my mentor holding a camera.
しけ、無許可での撮影はどうかと思ったんだけどね。
I don't normally approve of unauthorized
あ
photography,
まりに
but
もいい笑顔だったので、ついついシャッターを。
Ichiro, your smile was so sunny I couldn't help myself. It's fine. Why suddenly
次は
photos?
西島君に上久保君。こちらを向いてもらえますか？
Nishijima, Kami Kudo, do you mind turning this way? Hmm?
うわびっくりした。何なんすか突然。
That scared me. What's going on?
以前話したかもしれませんが、映画のメイキング映像をね。
As I mentioned before, I will be doing a making
レ
of
ッスンや建
documentary.
物内はビデオでよく撮っているけれど、たまには写真もいいかなと。
We have plenty of footage of the lessons, but candidate photos could be nice too. Are these photos going to be in the
もち
documentary?
ろん正式に公開する前に本人と事務所の許可は取るよ。
We won't post them without permission from the persons and agencies involved, of course, but
と
we
ても
have
素敵な笑顔だったので、私としてはぜひ載せたいと思うけどね。
you have a wonderful smile. I'd quite like to include it in our video. Wonderful, really.
はい、そこまで。浅木先生。
All right, Mr. Sagi, that's
先
enough.
生は未経験者組の人じゃないですか。うちの子を口説くとか、ひょっとして敵情視察の一環ですか？
I know you've been around the block, writer man. And are you after our girl, or maybe you're gathering intel on the enemy?
バレたか。でも撮影を頼まれたのも事実ですよ。
You found me out, really. I was asked to take
ど
photos
う
of
か
you
な
all.
ここで1枚。みんな揃って撮影するというのは。
How about it? Let's have a group photo this time.
記念撮影っすね。そういうの俺大好きっす。
A picture to mark the occasion. I love this stuff.
撮影。
I'd rather not.
僕も結構です。そういうのは苦手なので。
I'm fine too. I'm not fond of this sort of thing.
はい、照れない照れない。はるみちゃんもほらこっち。
No need to be shy. Over here, Harumi. Whoa.
いい構図だね。せっかくだからみんな笑ってくれると嬉しいな。
What fantastic composition. I hope you all smile
だ
for
っ
the
てさ
camera.
はい、ほら二人とも笑って笑って。
Hear that? Come on, you two, smile.
何するんですか？というか締め付けないでく
What do
だ
you
さ
think
い。
you're doing? Stop pressing up against
何
me.
するも何も撮影だってば。
We're taking
も
pictures,
し
duh.
かしたらメイキングや広報に使われるかもしれないんだから、カメラ映りは意識しないと。
They might use it for the making of or in advertising, so act like you're on camera. I get that, but your face is way too close to mine.
そうだそうだ。距離感おかしすぎますって。
No one needs to be that close. Get away from Lee! Kazuma desperately tried to peel Sino away from me, but Sino was stronger than he looked, and he didn't seem concerned at all. Isajima, say something, please. I shot him a pleading glance. However, the star actor was completely engrossed in his
カレ
curry.
ーとても美味しいね。優しい味付けというか。
Curry's very good. It has such a delicate flavor. Is this really the time to
も
review
ち
it?
ろん感謝を伝えるのはいつだって大切なことだから。
It's always important to convey our gratitude. He obviously just doesn't want to get involved.
はい、そろそろいいかな。では、撮るよ。
That's enough. I think I'll go ahead and take the shot. The shutter clicked, dominating the noisy soundscape for just a few moments. Then the laughter and calls for second helpings whooshed back into place. They'll be sighting the cast soon. After that, the real filming begins. Maybe someday we'll see the picture and finally look back on this
上田さ
moment.
ん、おかわりをお願いしてもいいかな。
May I have another
あ、こ
serving?
っちもお願いね。
Me too. Coming right up. Plenty of time to think about that later. I need to focus on what's in front of me first. I tucked away my solemn thoughts and got back to work. The camp was almost over. 2 days had passed since we started filming. It was the afternoon before the final day, and then the moment finally came.
でも、僕はやっと見つけ出した。
I finally found
そう
it.
僕の居場所は、本物の居場所は、
My home, the place where I
ここにあ
truly
る。
belong. It's right
はい、カ
here.
ット。
Cut.
これでクランクアップです。
That-
皆さん、お疲れ様でした。
That's a wrap. Great work, everyone. Wrap, a term used to indicate that filming has ended at that location.
お疲れ様でした。
Thank you. It's finally over. The clapboard snapped and the crew broke out in applause. Some people collapsed to the floor in exhaustion. Some bit their lip and prayed to the heavens. Everyone reacted in their own way, but they all smiled with the same sense of accomplishment.
いやー、終わった終わった。もう無理。もう死ぬ。
Finally over. I'm so done, like totally
俺こ
dead.
れからロッジ戻って寝るから。起こしに来たやつ乗ろうからな。
I'm going back to the lodge to get some shut-eye. I'll curse you if you wake me.
お疲れ様。上久保くんはメイクに雑用にサブカメラにずっと動きっぱなしだったね。
You've done commendable work from makeup to camera operation to menial tasks.
ほんとお疲れ。今回はマジで感謝してるよ。
Seriously, I'm actually
俺た
grateful.
ち芝居する側と違ってスタッフはみんなほぼ徹夜だしさ、なんか申し訳ないっつうか。
Unlike us actors, the entire crew pretty much had to pull all-nighters. I kind of feel bad about it.
あ、いやいや、役者が顔色悪いと画面映えもしないし、メイク大変なんで。
Nah, it's fine. We can't shoot a movie if you look sick, and makeup is tough. Everyone has had a hard time casting crew, but thanks to that, we managed to shoot a darn good film.
終わった雰囲気を出してるところ、誠に申し訳ないんですが、
I'm sorry to put a damper on things when everyone's celebrating, but
一応言っておきますと、
the film
作
isn't
品はまだ
finished yet, you
こ
know.
の後、地獄の編集作業、ポスプロが待ってますから。
Now we enter editing hell, the trial of post-production. Post-production, work done after filming is complete. Voice recording, music, CG, and special effects, and anything added afterwards falls into this category.
ああ、場合によっては別撮りでアフレコの必要もあるからね。
And there'll be a need to reshoot or ADR. ADR, automated dialogue replacement. An actor records their voice separately and the audio is edited in post-production. That's right. Got it. Let me know what I can.
寝ててください。
Get some sleep. What?
完成がまだとは言いましたが、ここからは僕の仕事です。
I know I said we're not finished, but the next part is my job. Surely I can help
ない
with
です。
nothing. But
ポスプロは専門の編集機材とソフトを使うことになりますから。
post-production requires specialized editing equipment and software.
本当に一人だけで大丈夫？
Are you sure you're going to be fine on your own?
気持ちはありがたいですが、今から編集の仕方を教える方が手間がかかってしま
I
います。
appreciate your concern, but it would take a long time to teach you how to edit. Makino, check the data. Issued orders to the crew and had equipment brought to his room. Jeez, Makino. Let's go buy him that
大丈
keychain.
夫ですよ。
I'll be okay. Makino walked past, clapped me on the shoulder, and laughed.
少し前までの僕だったら、重圧で逃げようとしたかもしれませんけど、
A little while ago, I might have cracked under the pressure and tried to
み
run.
んなの努力を見た後で、逃げるわけにはいきませんから。
After seeing everyone's efforts, though, I can't possibly abandon them now. Yeah, he deserves that keychain. Let's go. Since I'd been told to simply wait for the film to finish, I felt somewhat uneasy throughout the night. Eventually, the time came for the two teams to present their short films.
みんな集まっているようだな。
Looks like everyone's here. We all gathered in the lesson room to await director's arrival. The final results wouldn't be announced here, but it was the culmination of the auditions that had been running since June. Every cast and crew member was present and they'd set up the projector. We'd been told that this would be in the making of. Some people were dressed in their normal clothes, not their camp wear. The room was familiar, but the atmosphere felt new and refreshing.
まずは礼から言わせてほしい。2週間に及ぶ合宿、ご苦労だった。
Let me begin by thanking you for your 2 weeks of hard
本合
work.
宿の目的は、主役と準主役を選抜するためのものだったが、
The primary purpose of this camp was to
誰
cast
が
the
主役
lead.
となってもおかしくないほど、みんなが質の高い演技を見せてくれていた。
But you've shown us superb performances and you are all worthy of the role.
監督の言う通り、みんなの成長具合には正直驚いたぜ。
Like the director said, we've been blown away by your growth. What's my love level at right now? Man, 18, 14, 9, and 10.
ま、この俺が精魂込めてしごいた甲斐があったってもんよ。
Makes me feel like it was worth pounding all those skills into you.
成長したっていう割に、花井さん、合宿中は全然褒めてくれなかったじゃないですか。
He says we've grown, but I don't remember him praising us even once.
しごきというか、もう半分パワハラでしょ、あれは。
Half of what you called training was just you going mad with power.
せい、お前ら褒めたらすぐ調子に乗るからだろうが。
Shut up. I knew you'd let it get to your heads if I gave you a single compliment. Wow, everyone's so easygoing now.
さて、それではこれからミニドラマを上映した上で
Mini
最
dramas.
終選考に移りたいと思います。
Now we're going to show the short films you made. Then move into the final
選考
selection.
の結果は持ち帰ってから後日発表となりますが、
The results will be announced at a
こ
later
のドラ
time.
マの出来が大きく選考を左右する。そう思ってください。
Consider this short film to be highly influential in our decisions. It's finally happening.
さすがに緊張するね、これ。
Can't help but be nervous.
でも西島さんはこの雰囲気ももう慣れたもんじゃない？
Maybe you're used to this, Nishijama.
そんなことはないよ。このドラマの出来でオーディションの最終選考が決まる。
Not at all. Our audition results will hinge on how this film
こ
turned
の
out.
独特の緊張感ばかりは、どれだけ経験を重ねても慣れないよ。
You never get used to the tension involved in something like this.
では、早速、
Shall we get?
と、その前にいいか。
Can I say
上
something?
映はいいけどよ。ハルミの姿が見当たらねえぞ。
Let's show the film, yeah, but where's Harumi? Now that you mention it,
それってまずいんじゃね？
did he oversleep?
ただの寝
I hope that's not it at all.
西島さん、確かはるみちゃんの隣の部屋じゃなかったっけ？
Nishijima, your room is next to Harumi's, isn't it?
朝軽く声はかけてみたよ。
I did check on him this morning.
もうちょっとだから、先に行っててくれの一点張りで。
He told me to go ahead and he'd catch up soon. Wait, you mean
編集終わってねってことか？
he ain't finished editing yet? For real?
どうされますか、監督。
What should we do, director?
締め切りの指定は正午だからな。あと30分は待つ。
The deadline is noon. We'll wait 30
まずは先
minutes.
に演技未経験組のミニドラマから確認するとしよう。
We'll take a look at the amateurs cast short film first. I hope Makino is okay. I can't leave now, so I have to have faith in him. The director shook his head and the video crew moved to follow his orders. Eventually, bright images began to play on the screen. It was a story about an amateur movie club making a movie for fun.
楽だよな、カメラマンは。カメラ構えてただ立ってるだけでいいんだしよ。
The cameraman sure got it easy. Must be nice to just stand there once you set up the cameras.
ふざけんな。
Are you kidding me?
これ言うなら脚本なんてな、ネットから原作適当に拾ってきて。
Then what about screenwriters? They just steal ideas from the internet and write it all
せえ
down.
よ。役者だって脚本がなかったらただの書かしてろ、棒読み役者。
Actors should be line reading scarecrows without a good script to follow. The group had started making the movie on friendly terms. Their club slowly crumbled as petty arguments devolved into broken friendships, but
俺にいい考えがある。
I've got an idea.
お前カメラ持て。で、カメラマンは舞台に立って、脚本は役者が書け。
Screenwriter, you hold the camera and the cameraman get on stage while the actors write the script. What? Visiting Clubinum, after a golden piece of advice, shuffle the roles. That'll change everything. When each member had to do someone else's job, they finally understood how difficult it was. At last, they were able to come together and create a new film. Clap, 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 dip, clap. They did it.
見事なものだ。
Well
カ
done.
メラ前での演技経験がない者は、こういう場でどうしても萎縮した立ち振る舞いが増えてしまうものだが、
People with little to no experience in front of cameras tend to write under the pressures in situations
5
like
人が
this.
5人とも臆さず、個性を生かして演技に臨んでいる。
But all 5 of them didn't hesitate to show performances that showed off their individual personalities. The director addressed each candidate by name and offered his polite critique. After that, he turned to the
アスリー
crew.
トの脚本もさすがだな。
Asagi, your work is as
このよ
impressive
うな
as
仕事
ever.
をする展開に持っていき、出演者の演技が慣れていないことに自然な理由をつけ、
You handed each character an unfamiliar environment and one in which their imperfect performances would be
さらに
believable.
途中で役柄をシャッフルさせることで演技の幅をテストしたのか。
On top of that, shuffling the characters' roles allowed you to test each candidate.
さすがは牧野監督。私の狙いは全部お見通しですね。
As expected of great director Makino, you've seen right through my intentions.
つうか栄一郎、今回の脚本は随分気合入ってたじゃねえか。
Yurichi, you really put a lot of heart into
可愛
this
い
script.
弟子の見ている前で無様な脚本は出せませんから。
My dear student is watching. After all, I have to set a good example. He's talking about me. Professor Asagi is amazing. Not only did he write a proper story, but he also worked test into it to suit the purpose of the camp. If they do show mine right after this, that's practically public execution. Now I'm really nervous.
大丈夫。
It's okay.
こちらの作品も負けていないから。
Our film's just as good. Have some confidence.
おそうだぜ。
Yeah.
何作もドラマや映画に出てる西島さんがこう言うんだから、間違いね。
Nishijima has been in tons of movies, TV shows, so if he says so, it's gotta be true. Yeah, you're right. We gave it our best shot after all. I felt a renewed optimism, willing things to go well.
では、もう一組も上映を始めたいが、アルミはまだ来ていないようだな。
I'd like to show the remaining team's film, but it looks like Harumi still isn't here. Oh no?
改めてどうされますか。
What
この
now,
業
director?
界は時間との戦いだ。撮影に入れば、タイムキーパーのもと、分刻みで予定が動く。
This industry is a battle against time. Once filming begins, every second the timekeeper records has an impact on the schedule. Timekeeper, the person who manages and calculates time on set, sometimes called the TK. They manage the production so that TV and radio programs are recorded as scheduled and finished within the allotted broadcast time.
それを理解していないのならば、
If he doesn't understand that, then unfortunately, please wait. I heard myself cry out.
上田さん。
Yes, Miss Lee? Crap, I blurted it out without
脚
thinking.
本助手の上田君か。
The screenwriter assistants, do you have something to say? All eyes were on me as I stood there, breaking out into a cold sweat, but I wasn't about to back down now. I absolutely won't let all our hard work on this film go to waste. You said the deadline for our team to submit the film was noon, right? There's still time.
確かにそうだが、せいぜいあと5分足らずしかない。
I did say that, but there isn't even 5
この
minutes
短い
left.
時間待ったところで、一体何が変わると？
What will waiting for a few more minutes change? You said it yourself, sir. Every second counts. Delays may be outrageous, but that goes from moving things up without warning too. Since when does every aspect of a production happen precisely on time anyways? Problems come up along the way, from bad weather to technical issues. Am I wrong? Just as a cloudy day can give way to sunshine in a matter of minutes, this situation could completely change in the next 5. You mad woman, you actually said it. You talked back to Makino, the #1 director in the film industry. The room buzzed around me and I felt myself growing faint. Even Nishijima, with his ever-present mask, was gaping at me. Then the unthinkable happened.
一理あるか。
I see, you have a point. Mr. Makino nodded coolly, conceding.
所詮はあと数分だが、他ならぬ私自身が言った言葉だからな。
Well, it's just a few minutes. I did say that earlier. Then we can wait.
ああ、ひとまずは完全に帝国が来るまで待って、
We'll wait until noon on the dot, but
その必要は
there's no
ありま
need for that. Yes, Makino!
遅くなって申し訳ありません。 ご迷惑をおかけしました。
I'm sorry for the delay. I've inconvenienced all of you.
はるみちゃんが来たってことは、ひょっとして。
If you're here, does that mean? Yes.
ちょうど今しがた。ギリギリですが完成しました。
I finished editing it just in the
僕
nick
た
of
ち
time.
のミニドラマ、プリテンドヒーローが
Pretend hero. Wow.
よっしゃー俺は来るって信じてたぜ
Oh, I knew you could do it, man.
つい今の今まで泣きそうな顔で焦っていたような。
But I wasn't mistaken. I believe you were crying just now.
いやー、マジで俺も焦ったよ。滑り込みセーフとかはるみちゃんエンタメ性溢れすぎじゃない？
You even had me sweating, cutting it real close. Maybe you are cut out for showbiz.
別にわざとじゃないんですが、
It wasn't on purpose. We're so glad you could make it. Now they can review the film.
では
Yeah, so Makino straightened and faced the director.
期限ギリギリで恐縮ですが、動画データをクラウドに上げました。
I apologize for just barely making the deadline, but I've uploaded the film data to the
そう
cloud.
か。お前が無事に作品を完成させるとはな。
So you managed to finish making it.
別に僕が一人で作り上げたわけじゃありません。
I didn't make this on my own. In fact,
僕の力はほんの微々たるものです。
you could say I barely made a difference. As Makino spoke, the screen flickered to life once more. Our film finally began to play.
僕は俳優を辞めたいんです。
I want to quit acting. Ruki was an action star who found early success as a stuntman in superhero shows. Stuntman, people who performed stunts for films and TV shows. They wear bodysuits to do action scenes. But he grew dissatisfied with his career, one in which he had to hide his face and his name, and his characters were more famous than him. He began thinking of quitting the action scene for good. One day he met Sina, a young ex-actor who had left the industry after a traumatic event.
もうほっといてくれ。ダメなんだよ、俺は。
Just leave me. I'm done for, man.
自分のミスで舞台をぶち壊しにしたあの日から。人前に立つのが怖いんだ。
Ever since I destroyed the stage with my mistakes that day, I'm terrified to stand in front of an audience. Unable to bear the weight of his past failures, he couldn't bring himself to act anymore.
じゃあ、なんで君は今も一人で稽古していたの？
Why have you been rehearsing in
未練がま
secret?
しく人目を避けてまで
Huh?
観客のいないこの舞台に立つのはなぜ？
Why are you acting on stage with no audience if you truly given up? Sina hadn't really given up on his dreams, and Riku offered him a way out.
簡単なことだよ。どうしても舞台に立ちたいなら、たった一つだけ。
It's simple. If you truly crave being in the limelight again, there's only one way,
それは
which is
君でなくなればいい。
you need to stop being yourself. Riku made Sina an offer. Would Sina become his stand-in for superhero roles, making him the new stuntman? Sina accepts the offer despite his doubts, and he took up acting behind a mask. Meanwhile, Riku finally gained the freedom he craved and headed off in a new direction. However,
セナ、お前本当にいいのか？利用されてるだけじゃないのか？
are you sure about this? He's just using you.
わかってる。でも俺は感謝してる。
I know. I'm actually grateful.
夢は一度ついえてしまっても、完全になくなったわけじゃない。
My dreams were crushed once, but they aren't completely out of
一度の
reach.
失敗で全てを失った気になってた俺は。この役で
I thought I had truly lost
救われたん
everything,
だから。
but this role has saved me. Sina only thought of being on stage despite knowing he was being used. While watching Sina act, Riku found old memories bubbling to the surface. He didn't become an actor for fame or fortune. He chose that path in order to move people. Now that he's finally remembered his true passion, he set off to make it happen.
でも、 僕はやっと見つけ出した。
I finally found
そう
it.
僕の居場所は、本物の居場所は、
The place where I truly belong. It's right here. I don't think you showed off all the actors very well. Amazing. There's so many ways I could express how I'm feeling right now, but all I can say is that was amazing.
撮影中は完成した後のことなんて考える余裕なかったけどさ。
There was no time while we were filming to think of the aftermath,
こうし
but
て改めて見てみると、やっぱ超感慨深いものがあるね。
now that I've seen it with my own eyes, I feel so deeply moved, you know?
どのシーンも演技もセリフも目の前で見たはずなのに。
I've watched every bit of acting and dialogue while we were making it, and yet
で見ると別物っつうか、目の前のことが信じられねえ。
seeing it on the big screen makes all the difference. I can barely believe we were there for that. Yeah, I totally get you. It's like seeing the puzzle finished for the first time after only having scattered pieces.
映画は魔法だと、そう表現する評論家もいるよ。
That's the magic of cinema, some critics
現
talk
実
about.
の風景を枠で切り取る。それだけで現実が非現実になる。それが映画の最大の魅力だと。
We take a real scene and cut it into frames that alone turns reality into unreality. It's the greatest appeal of motion pictures. I think I understand. It's like my script absorbed all the energy and took on a life of its own.
ええ。誰か一人じゃない。みんなの努力の賜物です。
Gosh, Makono, make me seem like a jerk. It's the fruit of everyone's efforts, not any one person. Everyone around us was sharing their impressions of our short film. Our short film, a short film that experienced group which include Riku and Yukito, made at the audition camp. Harumi directed while the protagonist wrote a script for the 5 candidates. The story starts with Riku's character, who was working as a stuntman, offering to trade places with Sina's character, who'd quit previously due to personal trauma. Even though we're amateurs, I never expected it to turn out this good. I wonder what the director thinks. Once the applause died down, Mr. Makino spoke up.
まず、それぞれの芝居に関してだが、
Let me address the acting. Oh God. As before, the director addressed each actor and evaluated their performance. While his critiques were strict, his precision pointed out their strengths and weaknesses. Everyone listened intently. Then he turned his attention to the crew.
しかし、作品全体の話でいくと、問題点として、カメラワークが悪いな。
If I had to address a blanket issue, the problem is the
俳優
camera
陣
work.
の演技は目を見張るが、見せたい部分にピントが合っていないのが実に惜しい。
The point here is to evaluate the actor's performance, so when the camera fails to catch something, it's a tough loss. Ugh.
あと、音声も拾いきれてねえし、場面のつなぎも甘いとこあるな。
Not all the dialogue got picked up, and some of the transitions were weak.
ですね。シーン3と4の間は、歩き出す動作をカット前に入れれば、それだけで自然とつながるはず。
Yes, if there had been a cut before the walking sequence between scene 3 and 4, they would have connected more naturally. Now that you mention it.
そうだな。撮影中は気づきづらいが、冷静に視聴者視点で見直してみれば、いくつもあらが見えてくるはずだ。
It's hard to notice these things while filming, but you can if you consider it from the audience perspective. After all that work we put into it, he's just going to slam it. That's not fair because this is a critique, so they're going to point out the bad stuff. That's just natural.
じゃあ、このドラマの評価は
So you don't think this film is... But
俳優陣の魅力を出すために、スタッフが懸命に努力した点は、はっきりと見て取れる。
I can clearly see the effort the crew put into showing each cast member's strengths. As a fun fact, as someone who does managing stuff, you want to lead with the good and then end with the bad. Because if you start with the bad, they go, it's all bad. So that's actually a good reason why they're like, oh, they hate it. You would usually start, I can see your effort you guys put into showing this. BT dubs, your camera angles suck. That's kind of how they would have done it.
私は、当然各候補たちの出演作に一通り目を通しているが、
While I have a general knowledge of each candidate's
こ
body
の
of
ミニ
work,
ドラマでの俳優陣は、各自の代表作にも勝る勢いで、 生き生きと演じていたように思う。
In my opinion, the cast displayed a vitality in this film that rivals any of their past work. The director highlighted specific instances of this for each
もう
cast
少しスタッ
member.
フが経験を重ねていれば、どんな作品になったのか、とても楽しみに
I
なっ
would
た。
argue that they did make something exciting, but I would say more exciting. Had the crew been a little more experienced, I believe you would have made something truly exciting. Just like that, he gave his verdict.
それはどういう
Mean.
二度も言わせるな。いい作品だったという話だ。
Don't make me say it twice. It was a good film. Really? Oh my god, they look so cute.
やったぜ、高
I
評
can't.
価いただいた。
I can't. You know what? I can't handle how loud he gets. Let's. Is it game? Is it under music? Where is his character voices? Okay, what's his name? It's him. It's this dude. He's going down because when he screams, it hurts. No, are you sure? Save, yes. See if that helps. All right. We did it. He gave us a high score. I know, I'm so happy. We worked so hard on this. I got totally distracted by that. I forgot to do this.
喜びすぎだと思うよ。ただ褒められただけなのに。
I think you're overreacting. All he did was compliment you. That's so mean.
そもそも褒められても結果は別だから。この後、キャストの選考が
How dare you be happy? Besides, the results are yet to come. They're going to pick the cast. Oof.
はいはい、西島さん。野暮なことは一個なし。
Don't ruin the moment.
西島さんだって出来が褒められて悪い気分はしないっしょ。
Admit it. It feels good to hear him compliment you too.
それは確かに。
That is true.
お、つーか、牧野くんってば。
牧野、
なんか涙ぐんじゃってない
Are you crying? Oh man, he's so much easier to handle now that I've turned him down.
バカなこと言わないでください。眠気が限界であくびしただけです。
Don't be stupid. I'm just sleep deprived. Thank you, Makino. You basically did it all alone in the end. Makino looked away bashfully as I
確かに
thanked him.
編集作業は一人でしたけど。
I did edit by
一人
myself,
じゃな
but
かった気がします。
I don't feel like I did it alone. Oh, you. I watched them all celebrate with a mixture of joy and relief. I looked back at the screen, which had gone dark after the film ended. Mom, if you're watching up there, have I gotten a little closer to you? Dang. The auditorium audition results would be revealed during a later presentation. We'd gotten through the entire 2-week camp, and now it was the final night. Whew, it's been a fulfilling 2 weeks. I cleaned my room, finished the last of my work, and headed to the lobby. It's hard to say goodbye to this place, but I'll be going home tomorrow morning. It feels like I've been living in a dream that ended in a flash. It wasn't a dream, though. From the very first line, I wrote just text on page. It was all woven into a screenplay, a set of instructions people use to craft a stage. Sina, Nishijima, and the rest of the cast breathed life into my words. A fire crackled in my life to life in my chest as I remembered the moment we finished the story. I think I understand now. You probably became a screenwriter from that very moment. The warmth of my chest lifted me up and I clenched my fist. Once I go home, no, it doesn't matter where I'm headed. I won't be able to steal my pounding heart unless I hurry up and write my next story. As I stood there fidgeting, I heard a bemused voice call out from beside me.
なあ、お嬢ちゃん。さっきから何百面相してんだ
Hey, little miss, what's with the charades? Oh man, this is right on page with like the last game I played where it's like she's just staring constantly. Eek, Mr. Hanai. How long have you been standing there?
今来たとこだけどよ。顔も赤くなってるし、大丈夫か
I just got here. You're all red. Is everything okay? I'm fine. Actually, far from it. I'm so excited that I can't calm down.
なんつっても初作品だもんな。気持ちはよーくわかるぜ。
It's your first film after all. I remember what that's like.
お嬢ちゃんは未知数だし、はるみは頼りねえところあるから、正直心配してたんだけどな。
Be honest, I was worried about you. We're kind of a wild card, and Harumi can't always be counted on.
お前らは俺や栄一郎の予想を多く超えるぐらい成長してた。
But you showed us growth beyond our wildest expectations. Well done. Thank you. Mr. Hanai gave me a warm pat on the shoulder, then snapped his fingers, pointing my way.
ところで、さっきのドラマの中に神社のシーンがあったろ？
By the way, you know that scene at the shrine? Yes, the one in our film?
おう、
Oh, your film.
ここから歩いて5分の神社を撮影に使わせてもらったんだが、
We shot it at a shrine that's about a 5-minute walk
そこ
from
で
here.
地元の人に聞いたんだがな。ちょうど今夜祭りがあるらしいんだよ。
I heard from the locals that there's going to be a festival there tonight. A festival? Summer's full swing too. That sounds
だ
fun.
ろ？残念ながら俺はこの後、おっさん3人で顔を突き合わせながら選考会議なんだが。
Ooh, unfortunately, us three old geezers are going to be stuck in a meeting after this to decide who makes the
お父
cut.
ちゃんはフリーだろうし、息抜きでもしてくるといいぜ。
But since you're free, I'd suggest taking a load off. After saying so, Mr. Hanai waved farewell and walked away. A festival at the shrine, huh? Actually, this could be a great excuse. The camp's over, but I haven't made any progress in finding my father. I also haven't been able to get to know the people who might give me a lead, like Sina and Nishijima, as much I would like. I'm on a much friendlier basis with Makino now, but I haven't learned anything new there either. Maybe I should use this chance to get closer to them. I feel the most distant from Nishijima right now. I think I've gotten to know everyone else a lot better over the course of the camp, but I still don't know very much about him despite investigating his father. The more I talk to him, the less I feel like I know him. At the very least, I want to make progress on that front before this camp is over. I don't expect us to become friends, but I hope we can at least stay in touch so I can ask him about his father later. Very manipulative. I enjoy you. Spurred on by my mission, I search for Nisijima. Anytime I touch my mouse, after a few minutes, it does that, by the way. Just getting to wiggle again. All right, we did it. Ooh, actually, wait, does that mean... Hang on. Does that mean she picked? Did she pick? Nah, it's still showing everybody. But he's 18% in like with me. All right. Come hell or high water, I would talk to him. I feel like you should invite everyone.
長かった合宿もこれでついに終わりか。
This long cap is finally over.
手応えあったけど、選ばれるのは主役と準主役のたった2人だけだもんな。
I thought it was pretty worthwhile, actually, but they're only picking 2 guys, the lead role and his backup.
俺はぶっちゃけ受かる気は全然しないけどさ。
I'll be honest, I don't think they'll pick me.
俺は通行人でもいいから出たい。
I want to be in the movie even as a random passerby.
それエキストラじゃん。
That's just an extra. Let's learn. Extra. Actors hired to act in group scenes like crowds or as passerbyers. Some titles may require many extras, so they use talent agencies and other services to gather actors and even regular people or part-timers. Sometimes the search is also used to advertise the title.
けど、仮に落選したとしても、すっげえいい勉強になったよな。
Still, even if I don't make the cut, I've learned so much from Hanai. I learned so much from it. Hanai was too hard on us, though.
発表されるまではまだ誰が受かるかは分かりませんよ。
We still won't know who gets the role until they make the
誰が
announcement.
選ばれてもおかしくないと監督自身が言ってましたし。
The director said one of us could be chosen.
言うぜ西島。お前が一番可能性あるだろ。
It's easy for you to say. You've got the best chance out of all of us. Nishijima was smiling and chatting with the rest of the candidates. I peeped on their conversation from afar. They looked really excited to be free from the camp. I'm happy for them, but it's hard to get a word in.
そういや聞いたか。今夜近くで祭りあるって。
Did you hear? There's going to be a festival nearby tonight.
いいね。せっかくだし合宿の終了記念にみんなで行ってみねえか。
Why don't we all go together and celebrate? Uh-oh, if they do, I'll lose my precious chance to talk to Nishijima alone. Just as I was beginning to feel alarmed, Nishijima shook his head.
すみません。行きたいのは山々ですが、
実は少し前から頭痛がして。
Sorry, I'd love to go, but I've been dealing with a headache all
人
day.
の多いところは辛いので、皆さんだけで行ってもらえれば。
It'll be difficult for me to go somewhere crowded right now, so please go on ahead without me.
そっか。ならしょうがないな。
Really? That's too
お
bad.
土産買ってきてやるからおとなしく寝てろよ。
We'll bring you back a souvenir, get some sleep.
期待しないで待ってます。
You don't have to, but I'll be here. Phew. Now's my chance. The group of actors trickled away like a receding tide. Once there was no one else around, I stepped into sight. Nishijima?
もう上田さん。
Ude,
ひょっとして見
were
てい
you
た？
watching us? Yes, but I didn't want to interrupt. You said you had a headache. Are you okay?
なんとか。合宿で頑張りすぎたせいかな。
Yes, somewhat. I must have overworked myself during the camp. With a slight frown, I lowered my voice. That's an act, isn't it?
どうしてそう思うのかな？
What makes you think that? Call it intuition after all. I've been observing you for weeks. It really seemed like you had a headache, but I wonder if you were just acting. Then you don't feign at it when I came in. But you didn't feign at it when I came in. Am I wrong? His silence means I'm right. Dang, that's scary. But why? Is it because he doesn't feel the need to lie to me? Why drop the act in front of me?
さあ、なんでだろう。
Who knows? I wonder that myself. I feel like he's teasing me. Alright then. Anyways, do you hate going to festivals enough to lie your way out of one?
いや、嫌いとか好きとか、それ以前の問題かな。
No, not particularly. The problem goes further back than that, I
イベントのベ
suppose.
ストならともかく、普通に祭りに行ったことなんて、これまでの人生で一度もないので。
I've never been to a festival in my entire life other than to attend as a guest for publicity events. Never? Didn't your parents ever take you when you were little?
有名税ってやつかな。
It's the price of fame.
僕は幼いうちから子役として、それなりに顔が売れてしまったから。
Since childhood, I've been thrust into roles which have brought some measure of notoriety.
トラブルを起こさないために、父からそういう場所を避けるよう言われてきてる。
My father often told me to avoid such gatherings in order to avoid any potential
父
trouble.
自身も昔はそれなりに人気のある俳優だったしね。
My father was a rather famous actor in his day after all. Didn't you feel left out?
別に。昔から避けるのが当たり前だったから、そんなこと考えたこともないかな。
Not really. I've been avoiding them since I was young, so the thought never occurred to me. Doesn't sound like he's playing tough, though. In response to Nishijima's disparagement confession, what should I do? Crowded places are risky for him. I learned that firsthand. I don't know. It's still showing her face down on the save data bar, which would tell me that they haven't progressed far enough in the story for her to have a love interest yet. I'm very interested. All right, I wouldn't say let's go to a festival to a strange man like this. Maybe just a taste. Why don't we just get you a taste of the festival feels?
雰囲気というと、
What feel? You know, eating yakisoba, shaved ice, takoyaki, candy
見事に食
apples.
べ物ばかりのような気がするのはなんでかな。
Those all sound delicious, but why? Once we're near the shrine, I'll go buy the classic festival food. Then you can eat them together while we listen to the live music. How about that? Let me know if there's anything at all you wanted to try. I'll buy it right away. It worked. Whoa, you laughed. And it was totally different from usual. Oh, he clammed up again. Eventually, Nishijima raised his hand in surrender
わ
inside.
かった。わかりました。そんなことをしたところで、虚しいだけだと思うんだけど。
I think this is going to be a rather vain
君
endeavor.
がそれで満足いくのなら、神社の近くまでは
If
付き合
it
います。
makes you happy, I'll go with you to the shrine. Yes. Early bird gets the worm. As they say, let's get going. I pumped my fist in a show of confidence and made way for the festival. I can't believe he hasn't been to a festival. What a shame. I have to at least teach him how to enjoy this festival feel, and then we can talk. I think he needs to stop having ulterior motives. I can see the lanterns. Dang, the music is so loud. Do I want to turn that down too? I don't know which one changes it. All right, well. Like, I can turn it down here, but it seems real loud. All right. After walking along a barren path, we soon approach the shrine grounds.
ここからではよく見えないけど、割と大きな規模のお祭りみたいだね。
I can't really see it from here, but it seems like a rather large festival. Yeah, it's bustling with people. There are tons of shops, and it smells so good. It smells
そんな
heavenly.
に食べたければ、今からでも祭りの場に混ざってくれば。
If you want to eat that badly, why not just mingle with everyone
久
else?
保君あたりならきっとその辺にいそうな気がするし。
I have a feeling that Kamikubo and the others are around. Nope.
見当もせずバッサリ切ったね。
Not even gonna think about it, huh? I'm not going to leave you behind after I took the trouble to bring you here. If you're leaving, then so am I.
物好きな人だね。
You really are a busybody.
あんな楽しそうな人の輪に混じらず。
I think I'd prefer to watch from a distance anyways. Ooh, a little stalker here. All right. Nishijima smiled wearily and gazed out at the glow of the paper lanterns. Maybe I imagined it, but he looked kind of happy. What are your thoughts on the festival?
遠いかな。
It's so far away. Thoughts your take on it?
ここから遠目に見るだけじゃ感想も何もないと思うけど。
I don't think I can offer much of an impression from this far back. That's true.
でも、
However,
祭り林の音色にほのかな明かり。嫌いな雰囲気じゃない。
between the warm glow of the lanterns and the bustle of instruments, it's not so bad.
君が
Ooh.
連れてきたいと思った理由、少しだけわかるような気がするよ。
Now I kind of understand why you brought me here. When I'm this close to him, I'm reminded of something. Nishijima has a really pretty face.
どうしたの？飽きたならそろそろ帰る。
What's the matter? If you're bored, should we leave? No, it's nothing like that. But since we're here, I'll go buy something. What would you like?
何でもいいよ。君のおすすめで。
Ooh, anything's fine. Make me a suggestion. A suggestion. Oh. What? Think of
あ
something?
の、ふ
That
わふわの
fluffy cotton?
綿飴。
Cotton candy. I'm so busy. I'll go buy some. Wait for me. Okay. Just cotton candy? That's not enough, man. I wonder if he'll be happy. Unsure if cotton candy would be enough. I also picked up some yakisoba, which I'd eat if he didn't. Then I made my way back. I hear voices around the corner. Just as I rounded the corner, I saw several men were speaking to Nishijima, their backs to me. Aren't those the other candidates? What should I do? If they see us together after he lied his way out of going with them, he might get the wrong idea. I need a good excuse to get out of this. I swayed, unable to think of an escape plan when Nishijima spotted me. Suddenly, so as not to notice, he pointed at the path I'd come from. I slipped away without a word. Whew, it would have been bad if they'd seen me. What now, though? I can't hide here. Or did he mean I should head back to camp? I stood there, contemplating my options. Later. Oh. Hey! I heard the sound of someone running this way amid a chaos of shouts. It was Nishijima who came around the corner. Nishijima, what? Let's go. Oh! Took my hand and pulled me into a run alongside him.
少
Hey!
し我慢して。それ、落とさないようにね。
Bear with me. Be careful not to drop those two. Okay. I did my very best to keep hold of the food I brought for us. Only once we had reached the campgrounds did we finally stop to catch our breaths.
急にごめんね。走らせちゃって。
Sorry to make you run like that. It's okay. We did walk part of the way at least. I had to take a few more deep breaths before I felt stable
上田
again.
さんがいなくなって少し経った時に彼らがやっぱり祭り会場の方から歩いてきてね。
A little while after you left, they
気
showed
づ
up.
かないふりしてさっさと逃げればよかったんだけど間に合わなくて
I tried to avoid them without being noticed, but was too slow. So that's what
断っ
happened.
た手前君と来ているのがバレたらあまり良くはないかと思って。
I imagine it would have been bad if they had seen us together after I turned them down. I was thinking the same thing, although I didn't expect you to come running like that.
そう
You didn't? Nope. I was just thinking of just hiding there and then coming back here by
な
myself.
んで
Why? Huh? Well, I didn't want to make things more difficult for you.
別に僕は迷惑じゃないけど
It wasn't a bother at all, though. But you just said it wouldn't have been good if they found out.
それは頭痛のはずの僕を君が連れ出したと思われたら
Aw,
君が悪く言われるかもしれないでしょ。
I meant that they might have said some harsh things to you for bringing me out when I was supposed to be resting. Oh. Wait, that's what he meant? It was for my sake, so he's actually worried about me? The impression I had of him until now wavered a little. I'd seen him as a stoic, aloof sort of guy who was indifferent to the world around him. Meanwhile, I had been skulking around him, prying for information, dragging him out to a public place. If anything, I assume he disliked me. It doesn't look like he's deceiving me, and I'm sure he doesn't have any particularly strong feelings towards me to begin with. Coming from him, though, this open display of goodwill is kind of awkward. That's a lot of thought just now. All right, then. How about we eat the stuff I brought? Sure looks good. Can't wait to taste it. Can't let it go to waste. The cotton candy has melted if we leave it too long. Also, I got some yakisoba. Let's eat it over there. I babbled away my sudden shyness and started jogging over to the nearby picnic table. Ugh. I must have been tired from running, though, because right when I turned, I tripped on my own feet. Oh no, I'm gonna fall. Huh? I felt something embrace me and opened my eyes.
大丈夫
Are you okay? Yeah.
上田さんって時々おっちょこちょいだよね。
You can be very scatterbrained sometimes. Sorry about that.
どういたしまして。
Don't mention it. You're kind of different than usual tonight.
そうかな。
Am I? I mean, you're being nicer?
それじゃまるで僕が普段冷たい人間みたい
You
じゃ
make
ね
it sound like I'm usually cold. Well, yeah. You are, aren't you, I suppose?
さすがの僕もオーディションが無事終わったことでテンションが上がってるのかも。
I must be excited since I made it all the way through the
な
auditions.
んだかんだ楽しんでたみたい。
Maybe I've been enjoying myself. Nishijima smiled with more enthusiasm than usual, which brought a smile out of me too. Oh, fireworks. Oh man, I saw some of those the other day. They just keep going. That's exciting. The familiar sights and sounds of summer fireworks livened up the night sky. Are we feeling this awkward embrace? Did I never untether myself? This is a beautiful scene, but awkward all the same. How pretty. Yeah, after taking in the sparkling fireworks, I was hit by a wave of guilt. I'm
どう
sorry.
したの？もうさっき謝ったでしょ。
What's wrong now? Didn't you just apologize? Well, this isn't about how you saved me from falling. When I asked you to go see the festival, I dragged you along against your will. It's my fault that you got caught in some trouble and didn't get to enjoy the event. Then we had to run
僕を
back.
バカにしてる？
Are you mocking me?
確かに君について行ったけど、もともと彼らにも誘われていたんだよ。でもそれは断った。
I did go with you, but they invited me first and I turned them
誘いに
down.
乗るか断るかは僕自身が決められて、そして君の誘いに乗ったのは僕が決めたこと。
It's my decision rather to accept
神
someone's
社まで行こう
invitation.
と決めたのは僕ってこと。
And I accepted yours. I chose to come to the shrine with
わか
you.
る？責任の所在は明確だと思うけど。
Do you understand? The fault clearly lies with me. Isn't this funnier because she thinks you might be related? Or, like, you might be my half brother.
なのに君に責任を押し付けるような情けない人間に僕が見えるわけ？
Do you really see me as a pathetic man who would foist that off on somebody else? I think he's just stating the facts, not telling me what I want to hear. But even that was an act of kindness. I looked up at his face. He's so close, nearly close enough to touch. I'm okay now, so could you back
Oh.
up? Yeah, okay. Feeling suddenly embarrassed, I stood up just as the fireworks came faster and more intense. It seems to be the finale. We stood there in silence as the vigorous pops trailed off, leaving nothing but smoky auras in the sky. It's over now.
できるなら祭りの雰囲気もう少し味わいたかったけど。
I would have liked to experience a lot more of the
差し当た
festival.
ってはこれで十分。ありがとう。
This is plenty for now, though. Thank you. Of course. Not that I really did anything. Nishijima's eyes flickered from the sky towards me. I could almost see myself in them.
そういえば一つ提案が。後で連絡先交換してくれないかな？
Almost. I do have a suggestion. Would you like to exchange contact information? Huh? I'm fine with that, but are you
嫌
sure?
なら自分から提案しないよ。君に興味が出たんだ。
I wouldn't suggest it if I weren't. I'm quite curious about you. What's that supposed to mean?
いい加減食べようか。焼きそばは君が食べていいよ。
We better start eating then. You can have the yakisoba. Okay. I got 2 pair of disposable chopsticks, so let me know if you want to try.
ありがとう。
Okay, thanks. Dang. Got his digits. I now have him on my Ring app, I'm assuming. Later, I'd returned to my room in the camp lodge. I was relaxing, basking in the afterglow of the festival. Out of the blue, I was summoned by Professor Asagi, so I made my way to the meeting room. I wonder what he needs at this hour.
あ、空いているのでどうぞ。
It's open. Come in. Done, done. Ooh, they're here. Did you need... Hello, Mr. Hanai. You as well, Mr. Makino.
おう、日中はお疲れさん。
Hey there, good
ア
work.
ルミともどもいい経験になっただろう。おかげでこちらも選考がはかどった。
It was a good experience for you and Harumi. You helped us narrow down our choices. Thanks. I apologize for speaking out of turn
別
today.
に構わん。むしろ感心した。
I don't mind. You impressed
私
me,
に真正
actually.
面から意見を言う者は最近ではあまり見ないからな。
Not many people have been willing to voice their opinions to my face lately. Is that a compliment? Why are these two here anyways? I shot my mentor a questioning look and he offered a slight nod in
監督た
return.
ちに来ていただいたのは他でもありません。
The director and Hanai are here for the same
先日
reason.
話をした
To talk about
君
your
の
mother.
母親についてです。
What? I thought that conversation ended with the understanding that I'm not related to your father.
僕としてはその結論のまま終わらせてもよかったのかもしれ
It
ない。
may have been better for me to leave it at
だ
that.
けどそのまま終わりにしたらどうにも落ち着かなかったのでね。
I really don't know where this story's leading to. But it just didn't sit right with me to leave the question
もとも
open.
とはあのドラマの関係者がという話だったでしょ。しかし
You're
そこについては
concerned
何も解決していない。
about the people who worked on that film, correct? Our discussion never solved anything
当時
there.
を知る協力者が必要だと思い、監督と花井さんに事情を説明しました。
I explained the situation to these two, thinking it would be best for someone there at the time to comment on this. Oh,
勝手な判断で申し訳ない。
I'm sorry for not consulting you first. It's a bit of a shock, but my investigation is at a standstill. Please don't be. To be honest, I was at a dead end, so it's great help. I turned back to the other two, and Mr. Makino narrowed his eyes at me and thought,
か最初に君の名を聞いた時にも かすかに覚えのある名字だと思ったが、
When I first heard your name, I thought it
江
sounded
原かなと
familiar.
君の本名だったとはな。不思議な縁もあったものだ。
So that was Kanako Ihara's real name. That world is a small place indeed. Did you know my mother?
よく覚えている。新人ながら成長が期待できる素晴らしい才能を持った脚本家だった。
I remember her well. Despite her inexperience, she was a brilliant and talented screenwriter with a promising
あの作
future.
品の後もオファーをかけたかったが、連絡が取れなくなってしまってな。
I wanted to offer her more work after that, but couldn't get in touch with her.
すでに亡くなっていたとは。遅くなったが、
I hear she passed on. You have my deepest condolences. Thank you, sir. I'm sure she would be happy to hear that. She never told me about her work as a screenwriter before she died. My grandmother spoke of it often. She said my mother said it was her life's greatest
そう
achievement.
か。
I see.
プリテンドトゥーラブか。まさかあれの脚本家がお嬢ちゃんのおふくろさんだった
Pretend to
とは
love,
な。
eh? I never imagined that screenwriter was your
俺も
mom.
あれの撮影当時はまだ20歳前の若造だったけど、よく覚えてるぜ。
I was young punk back then. We filmed it, not even 20 yet, but I remember it pretty
なん
well.
つっても、あの時ちょい役であのドラマに出させてもらってから、俺の俳優としての道が開けたんだ。
You could say that bit part I played in that movie was my
レイ
breakout
ナちゃん
role.
のおふくろさんは、その意味では俺の恩人ってやつだな。
In that sense, I owe your mom a great debt. It really is a small world. I nodded in earnest, and the director fixed me with a
では
stare.
本題に入ろう。君は実の父を探しているそうだな。
Let's get to the point. I heard you're looking for your mother. I ain't
先に結
father.
論か
I
ら言わ
am.
せてもらうと、私は君の父ではない。
Let me begin by saying I am not your father.
確かに監督と脚本という関係上、つながりがあったのは事実だが、
Well, it's true your mother and I had a relationship as a director and
彼女と
screenwriter.
打ち合わせをした時には、常に助監や制作が同席していたし、プライベートで会ったこともない。
I only ever interacted with her while the assistant director and other crew were around and never in my private time.
完全に疑念を払拭したいのならば、DNA 鑑定に応じても構わんが、
If you'd like to fully dispel your doubts, I don't mind undergoing a DNA test. That's all right. You don't have to go that far. I believe you, sir. Now I feel ashamed for suspecting you. I'm terribly sorry.
ちなみに俺も似たようなもんだ。出演してたとはいえ、脇役だったし。
Darn, I was hoping it would be him. I thought it'd be cute. I'm in the same boat. I was only on as a minor role.
脇役仲間とばっかり喋ってたな。
Never talked to anyone but my fellow supporting
それこ
actors.
そお嬢ちゃんのおふくろさんどころか、あの時は監督ともほとんど話したこ
I
とな
pretty
かっ
much
た
never
な。
spoke to your mom or the director at the time. I see. Thank you for telling me.
役に立てず申し訳ない。
Sorry we couldn't get you more help. Please don't apologize. I appreciate the insight. It brought me a step closer to the truth. Did it? Did it bring you anywhere closer? They just said, I'm not your dad. And they didn't really tell you anything else.
せっかくですし、他に聞くことはない
Do you
かな。
have any questions? Yeah.
当時の状況を知る人がいるんだから、今疑問は解消しておくといい。
Since they were there, they may be able to clear some things up. Well, if you wouldn't mind, from your point of view, were there any men who were especially close to my mother?
何分昔のことだから、記憶もあやふやではあるが、
We're talking 20 years ago, so my memory is
主
fuzzy,
演を
but
務めていた西島康介君は、相談があるからと積極的に声をかけていたように思う。
I believe Kosuke Nishijima, the lead actor, was quite proactive in asking her for advice. Here's the problem. I'm currently flirting with his son, and I don't want his son to hear this and think that was the only reason you were being nice to me is because you wanted to know about my dad. That just seems like a bad idea. Can we... somebody else.
ああ、その話なら俺も知ってます。なんか息子の出番を増やせないかって、脚本に直談判に言ってたとか。
I remember that. He often asked if she could give his son any extra screen time. Do you mean Riku?
ああ。つっても逆に言や、同じ現場に息子がいたわけだしな。
Yeah, actually, he was on set too.
親子俳優を売りにしていた彼が、その肩書きに傷がつくような不定を働くとは思えませんね。
I doubt that a man trying to further his son's career would let himself get entangled in an affair that could jeopardize it. That's
声をかけ
reasonable.
ていたと言っても、そもそも彼女が現場に来ることはほとんどなかったからな。
Although he spoke to her, she was rarely on set to begin with.
あ
Really?
あ制作が始まる際の顔合わせと本読みに一回同席していたぐらい。
For I recall, she was only there at the first production meeting and one of the table reads.
俺としてはセナピーの方がよほど怪しいと思うんですが、どうすかね。
If you ask me, I'd say that the producer Sina is more
セナ
suspicious.
ピーか。否定はできんな。
Sina. It's hard to deny that. Is he the same producer you mentioned back during the initial resume screening?
セナ君の父親、セナ陽介プロデューサーですね。私はお
Yukito
会いしたこ
Sina's
とはない
father.
けど、
Yosuke Sina. I've never met him
こ
myself.
の人な、当時から女癖悪かったしな。
That guy could never keep it in his
新人
pants.
にも手出してたらしいし、脚本家食っててもおかしくは。
I heard he even hit on the rookies. Wouldn't surprise me if he laid hands on the writer.
花井さん、
Watch it, Hanai. Oops, my bad. It's a touchy subject. Well, I'm the one who asked. Only the people who were actually there would know how much Mom interacted with others. Right now, I can't rule out Sina or Nishijima's father.
他にも接触した相手はいるだろうが、こちらが覚えているのはこんなところだ。
She interacted with some other people, but that's all I remember right now. Got it. Thank you so much. That was very helpful. Didn't help. After I bowed and I left the room, I looked up at the sky and sighed. A father, huh? Slowly but surely, I think I'm getting closer to the truth. But if this hunt ends up with me really meeting my father, what could I possibly say to him? Do I even want to reconnect with him at this point? During this camp, I learned that I really do love writing stories, but it took a ton of effort just to produce a 15-minute film, and it was far from perfect. I still want to find my father, of course. It just doesn't feel right to pursue this career as a gateway to doing so. I can't do this half-heartedly. I have to take this more seriously. The audition camp concluded in its entirety, and it was finally time to leave.
みんな、2週間の合宿期間、本当にご苦労だった。
You've all put in extraordinary effort over the last 2
家に
weeks.
帰るまでが遠足っつうし、
It's a
車に
long
気をつけてちゃんと
way
帰れ
home,
よ。
so drive
子
safe.
供じゃないんですから。
We're not children. Our coaches stayed behind to wish everyone farewell, and then we too left the campground. And so the audition came to a close. I went back to my old life. Makino and I balanced our film work with a new semester at school. Come November, the cast had been chosen, the script was completed. By the new year, principal photography had begun. I kept going to school while working part-time and working as part of the crew. Every day, I collapsed into bed as soon as I got home. There was little time for me to think about anything else as I continued living this way. I barely managed to survive each day, let alone pursue my screenwriting studies or search for my father. And then made it home. I can shower in the morning, should at least clean off my makeup. I never managed to find out who my father was while working on the film. That disappointment lingered in my heart long after the film came out. Perhaps as a result, I began to feel an inferiority complex about my own writing. In the end, I got a plain old office job after I graduated and devoted myself to that. Oh, right. I have to at least watch the 9 p.m. Monday show before I sleep.
先輩聞いてくださいよ。俺転職考えてるんすよ、マジで。
What is this? Listen to this. I'm thinking about changing
そうか、おめで
jobs.
とう。退職はいつだ？今日か？明日か？
Congratulations. When are you quitting? Today?
ど
Tomorrow?
んだけ俺を追い出したいんすか。そこ心配して理由聞くとこでしょ。
How bad do you want me gone? I was about to ask you for advice. I felt a peculiar pang in my chest as I watched the familiar faces on the screen. It was a world I'd barely dipped my toes into. I would never set foot there again, no matter how hard I tried. I guess I couldn't be like you after all, Mom. I had a steady income, so it wasn't a hard life. Nevertheless, something was missing. I sighed, shook my head to banish my thoughts, and kept watching TV. I'm so confused. Did I just get a bad ending without even realizing? Oh my goodness. I didn't know that was an option. I thought this was like step 2 of 4. My bad. Interesting. I still don't have an album, which I think is very rude. Okay. Does this have... So that's comment. Oh, I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Does this let me flip through things? It says left, right, but it's not letting me. Okay. I'm so confused. Well, it's been over 3 hours, so I guess I'll bump back into this tomorrow. I don't know if I'm so confused. I got a bad ending. I don't know how I did that. So I'll probably jump through some of my save files and see what I get. This one's different than the other game I played. So that's interesting. I just got a bad ending and it made me laugh so hard. Okay. Anyways, I got a bad ending. It was a natural bad ending. I can't be upset with it because, like I said, I don't do my initial playthrough with any guides or with like, what's the right answer to this? So I failed. I felt badly. I got a bad ending. I don't know if I was leaning towards anybody either because it doesn't have the same kind of chart that I'm used to where it kind of has like, oh, here's the path you're on. I never got onto a path, it sounds like. So I probably just got a natural bad ending from the main story. I've never done that on my first playthrough, so that's kind of crazy for me. I'm not used to that. I usually end up in some sort of path, but I think maybe I was too indecisive. I hung out with, I think, three of the guys. There's 4 guys total. I hung out with 3 of them, so I think maybe it didn't give me enough of a connection to one of them. So we'll see if I can fix that tomorrow when I play. But have a great night. Again, I upload these VODs onto my YouTube, so if you want to see the older ones, you can check them on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can check this out on Twitch if you'd like to see some of my more recent stuff. Have a great evening. Bye.